everybody. Well, we gotta wait a couple of seconds because apparently Twitch and like YouTube block out like the first couple of seconds, so you can't just fire out. You can't fire out of the gate saying hello. So there's been like 20 some odd streams where I've started these things and I've been talking and it's just clipped off. It's like, I'm Mike. Rather than, hi everyone, it's D20 Live. I'm Big Mike and here's the rest of the team. It's been starting off with, apparently, I'm Mike. Here's the rest of the team.
Is this a cold open?
I guess so now.
Hey everybody!
Hey,
it's
everybody.
D20 Live craft stream.
Oh,
I
boy.
stole it from Mike.
Announcement theft.
So, how is everyone doing and surviving in the new year? Dave, how are you doing?
Oh my God! It's 2019. I'm gonna have to remember that every time I write the date on anything.
Yes, you are.
I fucked up already, but I wrote 2015 instead. I don't know what's going on with my brain anymore.
Oh boy!
Saying hello to Brian, who is in the chat and who is in the Twitch chat today.
Hi, Brian. No,
Well,
Brian.
Oh,
Brian.
Oh,
is it painting day today?
is it painting day? No, Dave's just showing off.
Yes. This is show. Those are show and tell. I'm still building Poe's X-wing. As you can see, it's really just the ass end right now.
It's much smaller than the other X-wing, isn't it?
Not well. Yes,
Is it the same? Is it the same scale?
it is, and yet,
So it's more of a compact design, one would say.
yeah. It's
Hey, there's no
streamlined.
sneezing on stream.
She's doing the best she can. Look at her.
How dare you?
Ruined it all. Turn it off. Start again.
No, we're in here. So,
Welcome to
anyways,
D20 Live.
This is Craft Check. We're going to be doing the talking bits. We had a discussion topic lined up for this one, but Devin's late.
He'll show up when he shows up.
We were going to compare the differences between, we were going to have a really actual proper discussion about Fifth Ed.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the D's nuts conversation,
No.
What?
or Bofa.
Just say no. Just say no. Because then you have to ask what it is.
But I want to know
No,
now.
you don't, Jordan. When in the year we have done this, has it ever made sense?
To ask.
Yes.
It never does, but that thing in my head is like, do it.
but why?
Ask.
But you
Ask.
don't want to know. You don't
Ask.
need to know.
Just do it. You can
It
deal
is
with the
enough.
mnemonic poison afterwards.
FC Spade is saying hello. Dark Souls is saying hello. Let you guys know now. I'm not sure how long I'll be in chat. On no sleep, and I've been throwing up since 10 a.m. Yeah!
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Woo!
you know. But here's the thing. With your mobile device, you can take D20 Live with you to the bathroom, so you can have our reassuring voices encouraging you on
Go
as you
to
go.
the back, go sleep.
Is this going to turn into an intervention? Not unless it
Throw
has
up.
to.
Throw up.
No.
Leave our
Go-
fans alone. They're
go
doing the best they
sleep.
can.
Eat buttered bread.
No.
It'll come up better.
Oh, fuck. So gross.
I think Restream is working. Might have to refresh it. We have the color engine problem with the camera again. I wonder what's causing it. I'm looking at it on YouTube now, and it's fine. I'm gonna take a look at it on Twitch.
It's because you're
Both
looking at
the
it on
chats are
YouTube.
not working.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
can we fix that,
Hang on.
Technical issues.
or do we have to restart?
Give me
Technicality.
1 second.
Technical
I
issues.
trust you.
It's fine. We'll figure this out. Continuing onwards.
Beep, bop, boop,
That's
ba-doop,
not the
boop,
right one.
bop, beep, bop.
So,
Hey.
while Sam messes with things, let us talk about
Stuff. Well, what did you
distractants.
guys do for the holidays?
Like for Christmas in general.
Whatever you're comfortable saying about your private lives, of course.
I dealt with my family largely.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them. They are a lot to deal with. There was much noise, Nerf guns, and screaming.
Cool.
Yep.
As it should be.
Yep. New Year's was a lot of fun.
Good.
I got to meet a lot of new people I've never met before. Went to a bit of a house party sort of thing
Sounds lovely.
with a girl that I'm dating now.
Ooh.
Jordan.
Girl.
I know. It's a big deal. And that was really pleasant, and everything's going well, and I'm very excited for 2019. I think it's going to go well.
Wait, did your family not scare her away?
Not yet, no.
Right on. She's a keeper.
Yeah.
She's tough, resilient.
I love how we're not saying your family's terrible, but somehow that implication's coming across despite
Okay.
your best intentions.
My family's not, no, they're not terrible. They're just a lot.
They're difficult. They're
Well,
hard
you have a
mode.
very big personality. I imagine your family has personalities to match.
They all are very, yes.
His family is hard mode.
Small doses. Small doses.
Although his mom is a lovely lady. Spoke with her this afternoon as she yelled at you to wake the ass up.
Yeah, that was a fun thing. So I woke up at like 12:15.
Good stuff.
To like a missed text from Dave and a loud knock on the door.
Oh boy.
So I look at my phone.
So I think YouTube's working now. Can you check? Can somebody in Twitch do it?
Okay.
I'm
All
good at
right.
coaching.
So cheers to Colonel John Squall for being
Yay, it's
our
working!
quality.
Yeah, YouTube's. Oh, is Twitch working too?
Yep.
Awesome. We're live properly now.
Cheers, mate.
To John for being our quality control expert.
Yep. Thank you, John.
Thank
and
you,
I hope
John.
Your recovery is going along quite well.
Yes,
He's,
Our
absolutely.
QC officer.
He's been keeping us. He's been keeping us posted, of course. So, what are we building today? Those of us who are building things.
Well, I already. Oh, do you want to recap for those who
Well,
missed?
someone just came in and asked. I know, Dave, you're doing your X-wing. Jordan, what are you building?
My personal brand amongst the fans.
You're a monster. Get your ass up on the couch then.
I'm a
Sam, what are you
raging
building today?
narcissist.
I'm finishing stuff that Devin left over here for our
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Let's continue.
other microphone.
Oh, you knocked the book off the back.
Let's continue.
There you
It's
go.
my
Yeah, that's
sketchbook.
Sam's sketchbook, right?
It's okay.
Continue.
You bastard.
She can yell and smack me later. It's fine.
She probably will.
Oink.
But
I'll
yeah.
switch it over.
And of course, I'm finally, God willing, finally
Finishing.
finishing.
Careful.
Yep.
Cables.
Hold on, you need some theme music. Hold on.
You guys aren't even singing the song. Was that the Doctor Who
See,
thing?
look at you asking questions, right? See, you just fell down your own trap.
But this is a thing, though. He's actually singing as the Doctor Who theme.
Just truck
I'm
along, buddy. Truck
finishing-
along.
King Brachiot. Perry, you are a pile of dicks. You know that?
You invited us.
At least
Yeah,
I'm a pile and
technically
not
it's your
just a
fault.
lone one.
This is why we don't get invited to nice places.
We
Yep.
don't. We still do. Have we told them about the one party you, me, and Dave completely ruined by our discussion?
I'm sure
What
we
was
have.
that?
The Hulk discussion.
Oh yes, Hulk finishing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we broke
So
Sam.
we're gonna tell this story.
Oh, boy.
I think we've alluded to it in the past, but
We
it
should
never
say
went
it
somewhere.
properly finally. So what happened was this is the thing that actually made us friends
Yes.
because we were at a party. I already knew Dave.
Yeah.
And I was joking about, because I like to go on superdickery.com, which is basically this giant website that's a repository of images that proves Superman's an asshole. Right?
Yeah.
Because through all the different stories and stuff. But they also have a bunch of different ones where if you take them out of context, they can be really suggestive, like these old Golden Age panels. And one of them was, look up on there's a soldier pointing off into the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And saying, look, up on the elevated, there's Hulk battling a one-eyed monster. And the caption underneath says, well, if Hulk wants to masturbate in public, I don't think there's much you can do. That launched a 4-hour discussion on the ecological, psychological, and geological ramifications. Sociological ramifications of the Hulk masturbating.
In public.
And we could have written a paper.
There was at least 5 pages of material
Oh,
there.
God, easy. But we never got invited back to that lady's party, whose name we're not going to say.
Yeah.
Because she deserves her anonymity from us forever.
Yeah, we can at least give her that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can at
that
least
was
give her
great.
That was great.
Yeah, we did get invited back.
Ever to one of those parties ever again. Because there were 3 guys chuckling in the corner about the Hulk
we
masturbating.
weren't chuckling, dude.
This was science.
This was loud.
Yeah, it was.
I was probably drunk. And you were
You were doing your own thing, Beth.
I am my own unique
Dave floated in and out of the conversation as Dave does.
Oh, you were supplying him with drinks. I remember now.
Dave likes to make me drunk.
Dave
likes
is
drunk
a
me.
great time for everyone involved.
Dave enjoys drunk me. And we were wildly inappropriate.
Oh, we were.
This was far long before I met any of them.
Look at that disclaimer.
Just
Yeah,
letting
you say
you
that,
know.
Sam, but I've told you about this
Dale.
discussion, and I've seen you try to break it down in your own head.
yes,
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do
hard.
that. We did.
There's a
There-
hazmat
we-
cleanup zone for that.
There was no ground left for us to tread on that topic by the time we were
No,
done.
we covered a lot of it. Anyways, yeah, so we discussed that in thorough detail and came
4
to-
hours. 4 hours of our lives.
and came to some really intense conclusions.
It
Yeah.
wasn't wasted time.
No,
It was not
wasted time. It was not.
Anyways,
Yeah. By the way, I'm building Titanus.
Yeah. So
Also known as
to.
King Brachion. He should be done today.
And Sam, what are you doing?
I'm finishing.
She's
up
finishing the sound thing.
the sound thing because Devin started it and then left it, and then said I'll finish it.
That boob.
Well, to be fair, he did do other things, so I
Nah, I
wasn't.
just like calling them a boob.
Well, you can call him a boob. We call each other boob all the time.
Yeah.
Except you, because you actually have them.
I enjoy 1930s insults too.
You incomparable boob.
You're a ragamuffin. My grandma called me that one time when we just stopped confused.
Am I insulted?
Go get changed. You look like a ragamuffin. It was like, I don't know what that is.
Grandma, hold on. I gotta
She
look
also
this up.
still says Chesterfield, which is cute.
Isn't that just a couch?
Yeah, but it's one of those words that is just frequently not being used by the English language anymore.
It's a fancy couch. No, it's just a couch.
It's just a couch.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to change Chesterfield to couch. And as D20 live homework, I suggest chat go and find out.
Well, they could have uncovered some tweets about Mr. Chesterfield from 2012.
That's your problem.
Who's Mr. Chesterfield? Should we be worried?
I don't know. Bruce lost his mind and made an entire army of children with his cousin. You know, Mark Miller had the same type of conversation. Like, yeah, but Mark Miller isn't a good writer.
Yeah, his cousin was She-Hulk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you would go to say that a lot of our discussions would have been null and voided when he was involving another Hulk person.
To be fair, though, Old Man Logan hadn't come out yet when we had this discussion.
Wait, there's
No,
Old
it hasn't.
Man Hulk.
No, Old Man Logan. What happens
Well,
is...
technically, in Old Man Logan, there is an Old Man Hulk, and
yeah.
he was crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
It's really not. It's kind of
has the
horrific.
gamma radiation finally gone to his brain?
Basically, so basically what ended up happening in Old Man Logan, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but the entirety of the U.S., the including Canada, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got divided into 5 sections, basically along straight lines.
Oh, geez.
Between the Hulk, Magneto was one of them,
I think so. I can't recall.
Doctor Doom, and there's 2 others, like villains, basically. They decided to get together and they divided it up. If you've ever seen original Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Not Kick-Ass, the other one.
Walker?
No, the one where they bend bullets in the movie.
Wanted.
Wanted. The original Wanted
Comic.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wanted
Basically-
comic was good.
Yeah. Basically, they divide, like the villains won in the end, and divided up basically the planet into sections run by them. Which really sounds like the opposite of what you'd want to do as a villain. Because then you go from, like, hatching dastardly schemes and building super
To
cool death
micromanaging
robots
the nations.
to micromanaging nations, which sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
I used to build a death laser and fight.
So sorry, Abomination,
Nations
Magneto,
and
Doctor Doom, and Red Skull. There you go.
Thanks,
So basically, it sounds like the worst fucking plan because
Jeez.
it's like I've always said, world domination is a sucker's game.
Oh,
Then
Abomination was overthrown by Hulk. Okay.
Oh, okay. Because once you take over the world, now you own the world and all of the world's fucking problems. No, thank you.
Because, yeah, I have a hard enough time keeping track of the stuff I own.
That's
Just
what I'm saying.
dusting it. If
Can you
you
imagine
said,
that all of a sudden you're on your golden throne and everything's yours now?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the lineup starts forming out the door of problems you have to now solve.
Yeah, and it's not like you
You're
can
not
get
going to be down for
can,
that.
It's not like you can get a refund on it the job either.
Nope. You can't just walk away.
Yeah, they briefly touched on that in Megamind.
Wonderful.
You saying it's wonderful that they touched on
No,
it?
I just gotta. Let's go. So the wonderful girl that I started dating is now watching the stream.
Oh, dear.
boy.
And just texted me.
How's it going, lady?
Hello, Jordan's girlfriend.
Give her a quick tip and not to talk in the chat. just give her that really
No,
quick.
I don't think that's much of a problem. But I'm getting like a side commentary on stuff. That's why I was like, oh, wonderful.
She's just saying, aha, this is what you do.
Oh no, I make sure to explain things.
Oh.
You have to. I've come to realize when you explain this stuff to someone that you're just starting to talk to, you have to do it in little pieces at first, and then kind of slowly lead into where this is going. I'm like, no, but it's for a convention. It's cool because that's the linchpin of the argument. It's for a convention. It's fine.
Oh,
I have pictures of the last Con Bravo on my phone. So I'm like, no, look, it's real. I promise.
It's not the cult that Mike has.
It's not
but
a cult. I
but we
swear to God.
we do fight gods.
But with dice.
I'm pretty sure that's not what you do in a cult, though.
I don't know.
The Cthulhu's, maybe.
Yeah,
No,
but there's
but
no
then you-
winning on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was going to go a weird place with that.
Well, fuck. Where did that go?
To protect the remaining. Okay.
There's only slowing
okay.
down the inevitable in the Call of Cthulhu.
Well, that's the thing, right?
I love how the chat's arguing about what, or trying to figure out now what the different types of couches are. Which I think is beautiful.
Don't forget Love Seat.
Love Seat's a two-seat couch. Yeah. Oh shit. What am I leaning on? And then
Very old couch that
on
needs
topic.
zero.
Stay on topic.
and then I think a Chesterfield's a fancy couch.
Oh yeah, and apparently there was a Venom T-Rex in this.
That sounds amazing.
Well, because if
And
you're going to be a
terrifying at the same
symbiote
time.
that attaches to shit, you may as well pick the biggest, baddest thing out there.
Why didn't you just attach the Hulk then?
Well, 'cause the
I don't
Hulk
think
is-
he'd have you.
Yeah,
The Hulk wants what the Hulk wants and just
Yeah,
stay out of its way.
I think that they've tried to do this. I imagine that's happened in the comic at some point.
Yeah.
Where Venom tries to hook onto the Hulk and is like, well, clearly this is my ship to victory. And the Hulk is like, get the fuck out. It's like, okay.
See, here's the thing.
He was so mad.
Not Venom.
Okay.
Not Venom, but I could see someone who would make a good run of it. Carnage.
Yeah, but he's got to come up, because the Hulk, while based entirely on strength, is also largely willpower.
Yeah.
Because all of his strength is based on him being angry, which is basically willpower.
Yeah.
And so the symbiote would attach to it and get no fucking words in edgewise about what it wants to do.
Yeah, he's trying to say something to the body in general, and all he's getting back is "Roar!"
Like all day, all night, raw. Roar.
The comics you see the Hulk is in Ragnarok when he's got an apartment.
Yeah.
And that's because all of his stuff is in it.
Yeah, all the stuff he likes.
Did you guys see the Venom movie?
I did not.
No? Nobody?
Any good? Fun? Bad?
The reviews came back bad, but as a movie, it's not bad.
If you detach it from the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No, it's even good even as that.
Oh.
I'm really interested to see if they're gonna make it like its own separate.
Oh my
thing.
god. Is
Like
Venom going to
Deadpool
join
or-
the Avengers? Is that what it...
I think that they're gonna swing it into a Spider-Man movie, and that would be a great movie.
But
Because you get the
Spider-Man's
jokey of
dead.
Peter Parker, and then you get the seriousness of the Venom movie.
But Spider-Man turned to dust.
They'll fix that.
I'll fix
Put
that.
stuff out.
Throw some dirt in it.
But he is dirt!
Come here, baby Peter, walk it off. Uncle Ben? Yeah, it's not your time again, kid. Why do you have a smoker's cough? Shut up.
I would.
Is it death again?
I would.
No. I make Thanos hard. Damn it, Death! Get out of here.
Gross. But yeah, no, it was an okay movie. I didn't go into it expecting a lot of amazing shit to happen.
Yeah.
So when you go into a zero expectations, you're not disappointed.
Right on.
So I don't know. That was pretty good.
Okay.
I might give it a go when it hits.
Did we see
Netflix.
Aquaman?
No, I keep hearing
Is
it's
that
good.
that garbage bag?
I saw it in 3D.
Oh
It was pretty rad.
I'm gonna stab
actually.
myself in the head. There you go.
They definitely blasted through a lot of plot points that, if they'd gone into, would have equaled out to a second and third movie, which I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I hear that that kind of overwhelmed my parents who went and saw it.
Yeah. The 3D was worth getting for that one, though.
Oh yeah.
I saw Bumblebee.
Oh, tell us about Bumblebee.
Oh, because here's the thing.
Because
The whole time
reviews
I'm
are
watching,
real good though.
the whole time I'm watching it with Sam, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, and it's weird. It's weird to be in this experience. I've realized something. I've watched so many shitty Michael Bay movies that I've trained my brain to believe that that one of my most favorite franchises of all time cannot make a good movie. So I'm waiting for that axe to drop,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, this is good. No, this is good. No, that's good. That was great. And then I walk out, and I'm like,
Was that good?
is that good? It's like you're ready to be hurt. You know, like
the
you've had
slap never comes.
like you've had too many bad dates and you finally have a good one. It's like, no, I think this was a good date. I think this was a good night. And Sam's like, yeah, Mike, it was a good movie. Was it? Am I crazy? Because I sometimes have shitty
Oh, is
taste
that
in
a Muslim?
movies, right?
What is that?
Why are you disassembling my shirt?
It was like that already.
Yeah.
Would you not strip my girlfriend? Please.
Okay,
I
let's
did
all
not.
calm down. It was a weird string coming out of her sweater.
I
It was
thought
a weird string coming out of her sweater, people. It's fine.
Yeah, we need to deflate this one.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
Way to go, Mike.
Because I think what it was supposed, because like you know how shirts sometimes have those loops where you put them for
Men's shirts don't have that.
We don't wear blouses. Sorry.
It's just for when you hang it like on a hanger, because then
Okay.
it's supposed to catch.
Men's clothes aren't designed to be put on hangers. They're designed to be thrown in a pile on the floor.
A clean pile on the bed, a dirty pile on the floor.
There.
That's how you know.
Yeah, that's how you know it's dirty.
And you make fun of the guys who apparently you make fun of the guys who put their clothes in the fucking closet.
What?
Closet?
You have one of those?
Yeah, I do.
You're rich.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was apparently there was one time I was clearing out a bunch of old clothes with a few of my female friends, and they were like,
Fancy.
and they were looking at me like, Mike, how come your room is clean? And apparently that's an oddity among men.
Well,
He took after those anime boys.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm not very attractive, so I need any freaking batting edge I could.
You're fine looking.
I find you attractive.
Yeah, you've
You're a person.
been told.
Slightly mad, but
I've also been
person.
called a giant werewolf too.
No,
You're
that's
not
my-
trying to say anything.
That's my buddy Jeff. When he jumps in the pool, we're like Wolfman in the water.
It's like, Jeff, why'd you get in that pool with that sweater on?
Yeah.
To be fair, Connell looked at because we went in because he was when I was okay. Remember
What's this
when
about, Connell? Where are you going with this?
words? All right. So
You got
after
it.
the Pendragon stream, we all went out to dinner, and we went. And Connell jumped into my car while Mike jumped into Ark's car. And then Connell looked at this giant piece of fabric, and he goes, "Is that Mike's Dothraki man coat or something?" And I'm like, "No, it's a piece of sheepskin." So
Rocky man coach.
and he's just like,
Connell's convinced though that I live like some weird Nordic guy out in the woods
Why?
because he's seen me move.
You're the exact opposite.
I know, I'm very sheltered.
You're a gentle soul.
Thank you.
That's sure.
But if let's be honest, if I looked mad, you'd believe it. No, King,
Most
if
of
you
the
didn't
time.
know me.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen you look mad.
No, you wouldn't have.
The
would you?
best you get is kind of panicky. Like, that's the most intense I've ever seen you be upset about something. It's kind of panicky.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're like, how do I fix this right now?
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
that's as far as that goes.
Oh, that's how
Good to know I maintain.
I see. I
How
do
goes the
that.
newish mic guard? Sam is slowly assembling it.
It's made of foam
Yeah. But yeah,
and cardboard. And
Mike
tape.
strikes me as more of a werebadger than a werewolf. I don't know if that's a compliment.
I don't
badgers are
think.
scarier.
Badgers are scary.
I would say a badger would be scarier. You're not intense enough to be a badger.
They go straight for the testes.
They really do.
Wow, did not know that.
They're scary.
Today
They
on
are.
D20 Last Cross Stream, aka Nature Time.
Oh, it's the same for
Them badges go right for the
But anyway,
testes.
Going more into Bumblebee, it's worth it to go see it just for the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Well, I want to see it. It looks like it's gonna be good.
It
Because
is.
basically, between the two movies I went to see last, one being,
Mild panic.
no, it wasn't called that.
No, I'm having mild panic.
Oh, okay, no
Why are you
problem.
having a
Continue.
mild panic?
No, I
It was-
don't want to glue this to me.
So it was either Bumblebee or it was, oh shit, I don't remember now. Either way, both of them had like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Bumblebee's reviews were really high,
Yeah.
which means like if the film critics are saying the Transformers movie is pretty good, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Because if they say it's shit, but then the Metacritic scores are real good, then it's probably fun.
Yeah.
But not like cinematic greatness in any variety.
Well, the interesting thing was about it, and I realized this going back into it, because when the first Transformers movie was being advertised, Spielberg would go out and he would say, "So listen, this is what this film is going to be. It's going to be a boy. It's going to be like E.T.
Sorry, when you said the first
God, he
Transformers
just needs
movie,
to let go of that ET shit, man.
But it's going to be like a boy in his car, right?
ET was not that good.
Well, it was the idea of having fun with like an alien and adventures and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And the thing is, this describes the Bumblebee movie to a T.
Maybe he was like really pulling for it on this one.
Maybe he was.
He's like, can you listen to me for goddamn once?
But yeah, apparently
I'm
the
Steven
director.
Spielberg. I know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, apparently the director for this is is the same guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one. I wanted to.
It was the most recent project made by the studio that made Coraline, and Nightmare Before Christmas. And I believe Nightmare Before Christmas. I want to say
maybe. I don't know.
I like Coraline. Coraline was a good movie.
Kubo's very good too.
You know, say what you want about Neil Gaiman. I love everything he's ever written.
Well,
I have everything.
Oh, really?
Genetics don't pass down some things, like love of literary authors or.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like his stuff. I like Neverwhere. I liked Stardust. I liked Coraline. I liked Stardust was so good.
I did not like Stardust. I still don't get how that book ended.
I don't know, man. It's a fairy tale. It doesn't have to make sense.
Ah, that's how you got through it.
I love the.
And if you look at him like this is him making his own fairy tale story.
I guess.
It's like
I love the pirates.
Okay, yeah, no, the pirates make no goddamn sense. Nothing really makes sense. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It was. I read it one time and then never again, and I'm just calling it good.
Okay.
And you know what? Say what you will about the Transformers movies in general. The first one I loved. I went into it wanting to see Optimus Prime fight a bunch of robots, and I got that in spades.
You should really watch Bumblebee.
Well, then I'm gonna.
Yeah, because
that's what I wanted, and I got it, like, the whole time.
Oh, and he did James and the Giant Peach. That was the studio.
James and the Giant Peach was a great movie.
Yeah, same studio behind that and Kubo and the Two Strings.
So I'm really glad that he moved away from claymation, though, because that's fun. Claymation gives me the willies sometimes.
Yeah.
It's too real.
How is it moving?
It's supposed to give you the willies. That's how they designed it.
The Play-Doh is talking to me.
Say what you will. Say what you will about like CG monsters and stuff. I'm more terrified of a Harryhausen. Don't want to say Hausen.
I don't know.
This sentence really trailed off into nothing.
Well, anyway, I'm more terrified of the monster from Clash of the Titans, the original, than I am from a CG one, because the jerkiness of the motion makes it look a lot more unnatural.
Oh yeah,
and it makes it look a lot more alien. It's the same thing with RoboCop.
See, that's why ghost movies creep me out. That jerky forward, like fast movement thing they do.
Yeah, because it's not natural. It's supposed to freak you out.
Do not like it. Mm-hmm. Do not like it.
Not a fan.
So like when I'm watching a horror movie and it's like do, and it like crawls after somebody, like I'm like, whoa, no thank you. Gives me the willies every time.
Christ on crutches, get away from me.
So, one of the things I would like to bring up is one of the things in the D20 Live survey, which is still going on, and you can all still fill out. This is your last chance, actually.
Last chance!
Was that one of the things that people wanted the most improvement on was the craft stream. It is one of the most beloved new items.
I don't know why.
You son of a bitch.
It has predominantly you guys in it, and I don't get it.
Because they're chatting. They're getting to know our minds.
I think it's because I'm in it sometimes. That's probably why.
But it's my baby.
It is. Yes, baby.
This
was Dave and Devin's concept because they wanted to do a series. I said, why don't we just stream?
I birthed it from my mind.
Yeah, gross. I birthed it from my mind vagina. Can we get that on a t-shirt, please?
We can't. It's from the Grumps.
You suck. Stop quoting other people's shit. Damn it, we're trying to market things.
We try very hard.
Well, did they have it on a t-shirt?
No.
Stolen!
That's because you don't mind ripping off Ego Raptor, though.
Slogan piracy.
I don't know. Whatever. We'll leave my opinions on him alone.
I don't have a good opinion of him either.
Well, shush.
What?
We're trying to not be mean, guys.
We're not being mean. We're allowed to say we dislike something.
I mean...
Is there a paper towel over there?
Paper towel?
To say that I don't like him is untrue. Because he is a funny dude.
Yeah.
There's just something about him just rubs me the wrong way.
I just don't like his content. I've never have.
I am a big fan of
I don't know what kind of person he is. I've been told he's absolutely delightful to know.
First nose blow on stream. Yay.
Happy 2019, everybody.
Pop the nose blow cherry. Ew, never mind. Ew.
Oh, there's so much blood. Sometimes there is when I blow my nose.
Oh, fuck. Shut up, man. Jesus goddamn.
Why are you freaking out?
What? Gross. Because he's forcing these visuals on me. You know how this works.
Oh, right. That's right. We haven't played the Imagine game with you in a while.
Shut up.
Where we can make you think something if we say it.
Shut up. It's gross. I don't like it.
It's all good.
It's your power. It's your gift. It's also your curse.
It's like a gypsy curse.
You can't say gypsy anymore. It's
Chippo.
Romani.
Chippo.
It's not even worse.
I feel like it's weird. It's worse if I say Romani, because it actually references a group of people.
I'm not here to have that debate. I'm not. I do not have the credit or the...
I actually listened to a podcast that was having that debate. They came up with largely no conclusion, same as we have.
Good. Let's let them be the ones to have it.
By old witch woman curse.
Yeah, an old witch.
Old witch curse. There we go. Let's make it more generic. But basically how it works is whenever someone describes anything, my brain goes into overdrive and I imagine it in full graphic detail every time. Most of the time, it doesn't matter because people describe boring things. But when you're talking about losing your nose cherry, it's disgusting.
I can't ever talk about anything womanly around Jordan because then he just imagines it.
Well, too, I know how everything works. I get it. I did health class. I'm not a stranger to this.
Yeah,
No, but it's just every time I say something, like I'll just talk about like, oh, I have to go upstairs and like, change my womanly things, and then you're like, he just imagines it. I didn't even have to go specifically, and he just did it.
So this is my question to the chat. What would you like to see improved in the craft stream? You guys can say that while we're talking and being jackanapes. What would you like to see improved? Because you did say this was listed as the...
This is why I demand people don't talk about bowel stuff. But can you... No, gross. They were talking about butt stuff. Okay, yeah. Let's go with your thing.
What, anal sex? Oh, my thing. Okay, yeah. What? So, we're asking the chat. I can see you staring at me, Jordan. I just don't care. Now...
Who's chat? Our chat?
We're asking...
Why?
What?
Nothing. Never. Continue.
Anyway, we're asking the chat how they would like to see the craft stream improve so that we can make it better. And we are open to suggestions and such. What's up?
You have to look at the YouTube chat too.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the YouTube chat, but here, I will put it in front of you.
So you're just being responsible and responsive.
Well, we have a really good fan base. You know, and I'd like to...
So far.
Just stop.
So far?
Stop making it harder than it has to be.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yeah. Or just the community felt it needed improvement. Although some people openly went into the end of the survey and said, yeah, no, I just picked craft check because I needed to pick something. You guys are fine. Carry on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks
and
for
there
your
were a
pity vote?
What?
Thanks for the pity vote?
Well, no, because the pity votes were all the people who replied meh a suspiciously high number of times in many of the survey entries. Meh. Where it was just like what is your favorite thing? Meh. Well, what would you like? What would you like us to do that's new? Meh. You're okay.
You had the option for meh?
No, they just added it in for the film.
Oh, it was a write-in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Makes
poopy.
Well, I think we should.
Although one of the edits we did have was discuss more what we're doing as we're doing it, which
I'm gluing a cockpit.
Yeah, what I'm doing.
Gluing a cockpit.
Woo!
What are you doing?
I am putting together these two pieces to make the tail blaster for the King Brachion.
He's making a tail blaster.
That eventually goes on the shoulders of King Brachion. Because one thing I keep seeing on the chat is people saying, "Oh, I wish my hands were steady, so that I could do the work you guys were doing with models."
Oh, okay.
Which to the chat,
drink less caffeine.
that'll help. I imagine.
To the chat,
in some ways,
I do not have steady hands, as all of these people can attribute.
Those are real big pieces.
Yeah, they are. What I recommend is if you really want to get into Gunpla or just simple Gundam models, they are intentionally designed to be easy to use and easy to modify. So what I recommend is starting with something called a high-grade model.
What's that?
A high-grade model is considered the lowest kind of grade nowadays of Gunpla models.
Ironic.
Yeah. Well, because there used to be low grades, but no one would buy them.
Because why would you?
Right.
Why would you buy something labeled low grade? Like, what is this?
But the idea with high grades is, as opposed to the other grades, a high-grade Gundam model doesn't have a skeleton on the inside of it.
I don't understand what that means.
Okay, so most higher-end Gundam models have what's called an internal skeleton to it.
Okay.
So the idea is, rather than taking hollow pieces and sticking them together like the Titanus is, you're building a skeleton on the inside of it to handle all of the weight of the different plates.
Okay, so you basically have the skeleton, and then you kind of strap everything to the skeleton thing.
And pop that on, right?
Got it.
That's typical of master and perfect and real grade Gundams.
Yeah, we just had a comment. PG is perfect grade.
Yeah, PG is perfect grade.
I mean, that's cool. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
No.
Perfect grades are typically this big.
Fuck me.
Yeah, they are typically $400. The box is like this big.
Pass.
And they have...
That's like an IKEA coffee table. Forget that.
And the reason they're called perfect grade is because they're trying to make it look like the inside is the inside of the robot.
Oh, so it's like flawless to scale.
To scale. So you're not putting in like a section of limb that's designed to have pistons. You're putting all of the pistons in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and you better hope none of them stress fracture because you're never going to find a replacement part coming from Japan.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
You can make it out of cardboard.
Yeah, really.
It's glued to me.
But yeah,
Oh,
Dave,
guys!
What grade are yours high grade, I would say?
These don't have, though they are from Bandai, they don't have a grade system because they're Star Wars.
Yeah, because a lot of people now are just...
Here, let me take a look.
There's a lot of shit on that box. It might have something on there.
Because the thing was...
Maybe we just never saw.
I can't read Japanese.
Nope. What the fuck good are you then?
I can't read a lot.
Well, the thing was, after a while...
You bastard.
After a while,
I know that was funny.
Yeah. The idea was, after a while, because the high grade started getting better and better quality, like the 00 I have up there,
Yep.
that's a high grade.
Is that blue, yellow, white one?
It's the blue-white one with the big wings on the side.
You should put that down. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, anyways, go on.
Oh, I will later.
Clear off the table!
Here, I'll bring it down.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
I have one too.
Just shatter.
Although mine's a knockoff.
I know.
It's like, oh, I know.
No, because he got it.
Yeah, he sold it to me.
I sold it to him because I didn't want it.
Fair enough.
The idea was that the high-grade plastic kept getting better and better and better. So you could have plastic this thin without all that structural support, but it's still functionally solid, right?
Right, okay.
So I can do this to this all day, and nothing's going to happen to it, right?
I would goddamn hope so.
But there was a time where the plastic was...
It might be in the instruction manual.
There was a time where like high-grade was really weak. Like I have an old high-grade Death Scythe from Gundam Wing, and you can tell the difference between the two.
PS product material.
Yeah.
Polystyrene.
Background music that you hear at the end of the tutorial.
Read it out loud, don't mumble.
I'm trying to read like a thing of.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Okay, they're just joking around on the chat.
Oh, good.
So there's more than one droid you can put in this thing. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, where am I?
We're actually gonna try and start doing new improvements.
You can put water
for
decals on here.
streams.
I'm going to. I've got the
Because
stuff
you know how
Oh shit.
we keep starting out streams with no sound and it's just the logo.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something else different. It's
What's that?
last time on D20 Live.
We got a very special D20 Live.
Not me, but
We got a guy.
we got a guy. He's
Yeah,
gonna
we got our voice guy.
Yeah, we
Who's
found a
the
guy.
voice guy?
We're not gonna say his name
You
yet.
met him.
I've met a lot of people in my life, Dave.
Where's my phone?
Yeah, no, we're leaving it a bit of a surprise
I
because
could be a voice guy.
you're an actor on this bloody show.
I could do things. Last time on a very special D20 Live.
Oh man.
Whatever, doesn't matter. My feelings already hurt. The bridge is burnt.
No, it's not.
It's burnt to the
It's
ground.
not. Don't be a baby.
Away with you. I know I see it.
Okay. And you agree?
Did I?
He
You know he has
consents.
a silky voice.
Do I?
Jesus. So, but yeah,
Build your brand.
we're gonna start doing
Quit being a baby.
Audio.
intros for that, so that way, one, it's a countdown, so that way we can have something before everything, and two, it means that it'll be really nice.
That's a good, solid finisher.
Like,
Nice.
I had words, and then everyone was.
We do intro. It'd be good.
How about you leave her alone? She's talking the best she can.
She's
She's brandishing a knife.
She's talking. She's doing her best, and we're talking over her.
Aw.
So how about we be feminists for once and let the lady talk?
Didn't realize that was feminism.
Well, any kind of equality between the
See,
sexes.
Mike keeps thinking that just because letting me talk means it's feminism.
Hey, I'll take any easy out that I can get, Sam.
And not a monster.
Oh, come on. We're not being anti-feminist. We're being obnoxious. It's different. It's different.
I have nothing but respect to a lady's autonomy and whatnot.
Same. I'm just loud.
And I'm a dick.
And opinionated.
Yes. So I apologize, Sam, for
Okay.
if we're speaking over you, but kick us in the dick or something.
No.
Get your words in there.
Largely speak for yourself. I do not want that as a reference to my behavior.
Don't worry, I'll dick flick him.
Please don't. No.
We're an unusual family.
But yeah, we're gonna start doing that. And also, we are getting a new song ready for August.
Yup.
Song.
After August.
For the after thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for what's to come. Because,
this
unlike a
period.
lot of YouTube RPG channels, we're not going to end our storyline when the major arc ends.
Ooh.
Was that A?
We're like a book series that goes on for
1,000
years.
years.
It's like, I've been waiting for this novel since I was 12.
It's finally the end. Except the author died. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I'm
Devin's-
gonna be
Tolkien.
Devin's not here yet. He will be here at some
George
point.
R. R. Martin, please write and write faster.
Is
It's
that-
John. It's John.
You've only
Yeah, what's he
so
saying?
many years to live.
What if the long involves each player dressing up as their character with a caption breaking down the things done with player as character?
There it is. Sure.
What's happening?
John.
Where's your phone?
Behind.
Oh, here.
Hi.
I'm doing the best I can, you know.
You can only twist so far.
I'm a big man with a large torso, and I've stuck two parts together prematurely.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, wasn't that way too early? Because it's got parts.
Yeah, this
that
person
should
had to go
in
inside, yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I fucked up.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, Mikael.
So for those of you who think I am especially good at building Gunpla, no.
For those who think that I would have warned him against that, no.
No.
He doesn't know what's going on.
I watched it happen. I was like, that doesn't look right. I just let it happen.
Because you're a dick.
There we go.
Such a dick, you know that.
Thank you, John, for sending things. That's good. Serious enough.
Certified.
Serious words.
37.
tired.
You tired? You want to go nap off screen?
Certified.
You're doing good.
I was gonna go nap off screen. She's gonna nap on screen. She's sleeping right now.
We can make it a sleep stream. I still can't believe that's a thing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
How
Well,
is that a thing?
Guys leave up the... Guys, because no woman's ever going to do this.
They would make a lot of money doing it.
Let me finish. Let me finish the sentence. What they do is they leave their address up on their
God.
Twitch stream.
Ow.
They leave their front door unlocked and say, "Come and get me," and they go to sleep.
That's real stupid.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been getting tased. I'm like,
That they're lucky. That's all that's happening.
yeah,
That's why no woman would do this.
no one would do this. Just no. No. Ladies don't.
It's like a lot of people are getting tased. Lucky them.
Yeah, this could have been way worse.
It's the internet.
It's got 4chan on it.
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen what they do for fun. Those guys are weird.
I personally like that whole thing with
Oh, Shia
Shia
LaBeouf. Yeah,
That
they
was
showed
great.
you. Yeah.
Actual
He will
name
not-
Shia LaBeouf.
He will not divide us season 3. The hunt was on to find that flag.
That's
Okay.
great.
So we were watching an internet historian video,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
there's for those of you who don't know, Shia LaBeouf tried to become an artist.
I think he was successful, to be honest.
Well, he got Well, the goal of art is attention and awareness. He freaking got it.
Yeah.
But he did a public art exhibit where he had a sign saying "He will not divide us." Of course, this is in regards to Trump, I imagine. Done up in New York,
Okay.
and had a camera live streaming to the world. And if you can't see how this is going to be bad, you haven't met 4chan. So 4chan found up, and a whole bunch of internet celebrities showed up, and they did everything they could to troll it.
And try to find where it was and all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
well, they found it in New York, and they found it in Mexico, and they shut it down within days, right?
Sure.
For season 3, Shia's like, okay, I'm going to put it in the middle of nowhere.
Well, by shut it down, I mean, like, people literally stole the flag off of flag.
Well, okay, no. What happened, season 1, which was in New York, they didn't steal the flag because there was no flag. It was a sign on a wall.
Okay.
And they did everything they could to take it down by dropping paint on it and all that stuff. And, yelling racist memes because,
Memes.
4chan.
Memes in 4chan.
Yeah.
And it got taken down in New York. Mexico got taken down because one guy went onto the stream, lifted up his shirt, and there was a gun in his waistband.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Right?
cool.
And it just got shut down there because,
Yeah.
okay, cool, this is going to turn into that kind of a party. Great.
Well, it is Mexico.
Yeah.
They have a lot of problems with gun
Would you
violence
stop
there.
being racist?
I'm not. They have a lot of problems with gun violence there.
We have a lot of gun. They have a lot of gun problems in the States too.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Not
And?
not arguing.
Anyway, so season 3, Shia's brilliant plan was, I'm going to put this flag on a pole.
I glued that too.
I'm going to put my message on a pole, on a flagpole.
Is it on a flagpole?
Shut up. In the middle of nowhere where you can't find it.
But it was a pole.
Yeah.
A flagpole?
Just leave me alone. I'm doing the best I can.
Hey, babe, you got a new phone, right?
Stop it!
Is it a flagpole?
No, last night on Tom White's stream, it kept being brought up that I had a new phone because everyone kept dropping it.
Oh, you got a new phone? Continue.
So, 4chan was not going to be let down by this.
God, no.
So, first they figured out what time zone it was in based on sunrise and sunset.
This is ridiculous all on its own.
Then they saw planes in the
So they started charting
flights.
I remember you showed this in the video. They started
Calculating.
mapping out flights across that particular time zone.
And tracking clouds through air currents and all that stuff. And then when it hit night, they used star chart formation to figure out the area. And their social media hunting team decided to track all of Shia's movements. And someone tweeted about him down in Massachusetts. It turned out he was fly fishing down there. So they're like, well, he's got to be there. It's got to be there. And someone found the flag.
So they started honking.
Yeah, and they're like, and he waited, the operative, he or she, waited until the cover of nightfall.
I don't like the fact that this person became an operative for this.
And then
It
took
sounds
down
way
the
too
flag,
simple.
and then raised it back up, and Make America Great Again hat.
Oh.
And, and a backpack.
Yeah.
And it took them, 36 hours?
Yeah, they
To
found
find it?
Yeah, from start to finish, 36
hours. Which,
It's
I have
insane.
never in my life seen that kind of human ingenuity behind anything.
Nothing worthwhile.
No.
Squeak,
That is a
squeak,
goddamn
squeak.
terrible noise.
Sounds like a Muppet getting murdered. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of, did you guys ever see that Happy Time Murders movie?
No.
Oh, I haven't. Is that the one?
I had
It
no
was
desire to watch that at
So
all.
good.
Is it?
It was real good.
Okay, now is it only good because it's just doing all the things you kind of wish the Muppets were doing and it's not an Avenue Q movie?
I
I've
don't know
seen
what that
Avenue
means.
Q, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Calm.
Break it off.
Calm. It meant.
Sounds like you're killing Pokeroo. Sounds like you're cutting up Pokeroo.
Oh, Pokeroo, I miss you.
Everyone does.
No, it was a great movie. Yeah, it was basically about dirty puppets, but it had some pretty funny plot points too. So
Is that the one where the silly string all over the office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was real
Okay.
good. It was everything I knew it was going to be. But yeah, did you put the thing inside that thing?
Yes, I
before you
did.
put it back?
Shut
Did you put it in the right order?
Yes.
I'm just checking
Are you
now,
sure?
man. You can't be trusted.
Trusted.
Phones or
So,
and your new phone?
we have follow-up questions for your Shia LaBeouf story.
Okay. So did 4chan burn the flag? No, they just took it.
Burning flags is bad taste anyway.
Yeah.
Like
The
flags
other
in
one,
general?
the other funny story was season 4, which was on the roof of that museum in Liverpool.
Eh.
And they just climbed up. They ended up climbing up the side of the building, and they couldn't rip down the flag because they didn't bring scissors to cut the bindings. But they made it up there just fine. We're not talking about movies. We're just
I
talking.
was for a second.
Yeah, you were talking about the Happy Time Murder.
But that's because we were talking about Muppets.
And the
What?
murdery sound Sam was making.
Yes, talking about
Oh, he
foam
was writing down
squishy noises.
things that are actually
Um,
people were responding actual serious things.
Oh, okay, cool.
What?
No, just getting
Where?
information aggregated. Now then,
Who are
so what are you building now, Mike?
I'm still working on the gun.
He's still working on the gun.
Oh my god!
Why is that a big deal?
Because it was 3 pieces and it's been 20 minutes.
How about you shut up? How about you shut up? I'm doing the best I can. How about that, huh?
It's a lot of the excuse today.
What's Sam doing? She's
Leave
flailing.
me alone. I'm inept. It's like, okay.
Doesn't help you make me laugh.
Aw, that's what you look for in a relationship.
What?
What?
Get out of here.
You hear that, Jordan? We're in a relationship now.
Yeah, that can mean a lot of things.
I'm your boss.
What?
Of a volunteer organization, that doesn't hold much weight.
Works for the YMCA.
Does it?
No, it does. I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about the YMCA. I've never been inside one.
It's okay.
It's clean facilities.
It looks like a community center.
It is a
With
community.
a gym attached.
Are you okay, Sam?
It's a private
She's
community.
collapsing.
Are you napping? Do you want to go nap on the couch over?
No.
You can. You know you can nap off screen, right?
Just let it go.
Okay.
Let it go.
Just like this is the exciting
Stop it.
world of the D20 live stream.
It's Sunday afternoon. Everyone's tired.
Everyone's really tired.
I need fuel. Give me something to talk about.
Anything? Okay, Jordan. Any games you're excited for this year?
Give me fuel. Give me fuel.
I'm excited for
What?
I don't get those.
What?
I get the lollipop.
Yeah.
stuff I'm excited for this year, game-wise. I was super jazzed for Smash, and rightly so. It did turn out to be a super great game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering the other Smashes had not nearly this many features.
I don't know, everyone's still not shutting up about Melee.
Melee was big because it had a huge underground community, and it was huge for tournaments.
Mm.
Then Kirby was top on that game.
Aha! I just finished the dick tip.
The cockpit?
No, the dick tip.
I'm sure that's not what that's called.
It's a nose cone.
Nose cone!
Ha! Yes.
What the fuck?
I'm not here to make your life easier.
No, it shows.
Ha!
I don't think any of us are here to make each other's life easier. Except for maybe me and Sam, respectively.
Even then, sometimes maybe no.
Well, you know, we're not always
Okay,
right.
we're having demands for you to show the dick tip to the camera.
Okay.
Show the camera!
Well, I gotta keep it within YouTube guidelines.
No one has ever agreed to that here.
Here, pass it. Show that to the camera.
I will show the dick tip to the Why?
You're in his
Nose
circus
cone.
now, Jordan.
Nose cone.
Or in the community, the dick tip.
Is it the community?
No,
Just make
no,
it up?
I'm just saying that.
Is it a droop snoot?
It is not a droop snoot.
Is it snoop?
So
The
we
snoot
have
does
the
not droop.
cockpit here. This is where the inevitable bubble shield cockpit window thing will go over,
Yes.
and then this presumably attaches to the rest of the spaceship.
The wings and the engines.
The spaceship. And then underneath is presumably where the landing gear goes. Obviously.
And you are right. It is Poe's X-wing.
It is Poe's X-wing.
It's Poe's boosted X-wing.
His fancy.
What made it so boosted?
Well, it's got a giant rocket on the back of the fuselage.
It's got extra engine bits.
Yeah, it's got a fifth engine.
A big
That
one.
makes
Much
it go
big one.
stupid fast.
Remember we thought it was a trash can for a second?
Yeah. It still kind of looks like a trash can.
It does kind of look. It looks like someone put that shit together in about 4.5 days.
It probably.
He's like, so listen, he pulls it into the shop. He's like, I need a better paint job and like a wicked big engine, bruh. And he definitely said, bruh.
And the construction guy was like, did he just say bra at me? Just put whatever you want on it. That's
It's a human thing. Just let it go. Because it's Star Wars, remember?
Yeah.
So we just pass it off.
But yeah,
It's a T-70 as opposed to Luke's 65. That's probably true.
that is.
I don't know.
Where is it?
I don't know shit about X-Wings. You think I do. I don't.
You know,
That's
it doesn't
quite
say
obvious.
on there, but yes, I'm pretty sure you are correct that it is a T-70.
I could go through
Yep,
all of the
T-70
implants of a
X-Wing.
goddamn Space Marine. Ask me anything about Star Wars. I don't know a goddamn thing.
What's a boulder? Does it fire
Don't
Noah
start
cannons?
with me, man. You know I'll answer that question.
Why is the Emperor special?
Oh, shut up. You know I want to answer that question.
Who's that guy that fell into the
Stop
water?
it. Stop it. You know what you're doing.
No,
Stop
I
it.
literally-
Wait, which one?
I legitimately don't know anything about...
People plummet
40K.
into the warp all of the
No,
time.
there's this one guy who jumps into the warp, and then he jumps out of the warp and kills the thing, and then jumps back into the warp.
Oh, so...
Had the Grey Wardens. Or whatever
So,
the fuck it's called.
basically,
Whoa, hey now.
40K's version of Lancelot.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who that guy is.
With the madness.
I just know that because Connell said something about him, and I'm like, I don't know who this is at all.
Jesus, what's his name? Drago something.
Isn't it Khal Drago?
That sounds like the guy from Game of Thrones.
No, that's Khal Drago.
Fuck's sakes.
Stay with us here.
God damn it. No, I don't remember his name, but basically he's the chapter master of the Grey Knights, and he got sucked into the warp as a joke.
There, you can show this.
Joke? Who's joke?
One of the demons. They thought it would be hilarious, and it was.
Until.
But then, because he's this giant, big, badass Grey Knight with his own rock and supplement of psychic powers, he can. They thought he'd be pulled into the warp and die as a big ha 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 ha.
And he didn't.
And he didn't, and he still hasn't.
Ah.
But because the warp is the way it is, and they're still consistently trying to fuck with him, because time means nothing to warp entities, he'll get himself pulled out, and they're like, no, you don't, and then they pull him back in. So he'll show up when he's supposed to, because the warp is real weird like that. And it's neither good nor bad, but just is.
Okay.
But he is slowly going crazy, right?
Well, I mean, that's just the name of the game as far as going through the warp, because it's not a place designed for people.
What's the name of the shields?
Like, fundamentally, as a universe. Not designed for linear thinking.
What's the name of the shields they use to go through the warp?
It's
not tokamak. It's
no, it's called oh damn it! Why do I?
Are you blanking on this one?
Something field.
Well, yes.
We would hope.
I don't know the name of it, but basically, yeah, they invented it and they strapped it onto ships. And every now and then you can find lore once in a while that references the first time they tried to use them. And they're like, we don't know if this will work. Good luck to you. And they just launched somebody into the warp. And when one of the three people came back, they're like, this one is the working prototype. Void. No, it's not void fields. You're thinking of the void shields. That's what they actually use, like Star Trek style shields. Which is super cool because how it works is it just funnels the damage into the warp.
Oh, jeez. So that's why the warp is so mad.
No, the warp is fucked in that it's basically a perpetual dream state where it responds through emotion mostly. So all emotion, all souls, all dreams, all anything that doesn't have to do with the physical world that people are still responsible for ends up there. So, yeah, a lot of the shit coming out of the warp is nasty and will try to eat all your fingers. But they're also speculate that there's a lot of good stuff that lives in the warp as well.
It just never makes it out.
Like positive emotions and stuff like that. Because all emotion apparently hails from the warp. It's just...
Oh my god, the Emperor's a hippie.
Well, they think that the Emperor's soul actually exists in the warp itself and stuff like that. It's bizarre.
It's wherever it wants to be.
He's living on good vibrations.
There's incarnations of the Emperor, like avatars and stuff that actually float through the warp and do good things. And then there's the whole Legion of the Damned thing, which was the Legion of Space Marines that got basically lost in the warp. The whole Legion just gone. And every now and then they materialize out of nowhere and basically just one side steamroll fights with demons and stuff.
Yeah.
No one asks them conversations though. They're just like, "You okay, brother?"
Well, no, they don't talk ever.
Yeah.
They just show up, dominate, and leave. Like they just perpetually just float through the warp forever. It's weird.
By the way,
Gellerfield, that's the one. Thank you.
Geller.
I'm gonna pimp it out again. And underneath in the description there should be a link towards the survey.
Yep.
That we are ending today after the stream. So this is your last chance to enter in your survey.
Last chance.
So it's the last chance that you have. And
do not miss your chance to blow.
Don't miss the chance. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Anything that you vote for in there will dictate what happens throughout the rest of this year, as well as
next year.
Next year for Con Bravo.
Especially next year.
So, speaking of,
Yeah.
So Con news, D20 Live is now in the top 5 for votes of their turning.
Damn right we are.
Thank God.
Yay! That's our bread and butter.
Also, yeah, apparently Con Bravo has put up an open vote now saying, who do you want to return to Con Bravo? And we're in the top 5, which is really good. Because
That's exciting.
Yeah, we found out last night.
Go there, tell them what fur.
Yeah. Tell them where the fur.
Because they do listen to people's suggestions. Which is
They can't always meet them.
Well, no. But which is smart, because if you're going to run a business, you should probably figure out what sells best to your clients.
We really like those D20 Live guys. Woo! On account of the fact that they're crazy. That might be Devin.
I think Devin.
Might be Devin.
Devin?
Devin?
Yep. Yay!
That was weird how we all did that at the same time.
Where everybody knows your name.
Oh, and Linkar overtook James Rolfe.
Woo!
What?
Who's James Rolfe?
Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, I still don't know.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. He was one of the dominant early YouTube guys. He was the guy who yelled at Nintendo a lot.
Well, I mean, someone's gotta.
There's too many sycophants, alright?
Now.
Oh, so the guy's name was actually Calor Drago, which is hilarious because it's almost exactly the same name
As
the
Khal
actor game
Khal
of
Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
And you can't tell
So
who ripped
funny.
off who anymore.
No, you can't tell. Yeah, but a lot of people dismiss his character as this weird Mary Sue character that just never really goes away.
Oh, because so cold.
I think it's because there's so much. I can see why, because it's the warp, right? And the warp was always like.
Well, it's the fact that he could never die. It's like that weird Rambo character they made, where it's just like, this is a stupid, silly character. Nobody likes it.
Yeah. I'm leaning back.
Devin, you can sit
That
in the
anytime that anybody does a
where?
YouTube video,
Okay.
Because you can move that around and.
Yeah.
because anytime anybody does a YouTube video of like, what's the top 10 biggest badasses in 40K or whatever, Khal Drogo always shows up.
Yes, yeah.
But his character is silly.
Yeah,
Like, it makes no sense. Because, like, I get it. He's a raging badass space marine, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, like, life expectancy is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
And I think it's more become a meme that people will continue to, like, you know.
It's basically 40K's version of our Lancelot.
There you go.
Ooh, what's this?
It is
The ultimate RPG character backstory
my
guide.
God,
Are you
I'm
saying something to me
fucking
right now?
No, not at all.
wanted to
It's like,
order
you're
that.
someone who doesn't have anything in his hands, so this is
Do you want me to go get the book from upstairs?
it's a book that I'm going to be
Yes, that book. Yes.
Yes.
the book that I'm going to be using to build for the next live stream. The character
James
for the next live
D'Amato,
stream.
eh?
He's actually really good.
What's he from again?
He's from One Shot and Campaign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Let's
please come
How do you like
to
it?
this month's live stream game, please.
James
I'm
D'Amato?
super nervous. Not James D'Amato.
No.
Just
guys.
please,
Okay.
please
All right,
watch it and please
Mike,
like
stop. Okay. All right. Where's the camera? That one.
Us.
Okay.
TV.
This is an amazing stream, an amazing setting. It's Mike's. Show him love. You all know he's the main reason
We're talking about
here.
the next one?
Yeah, the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got to do this, and if enough people join, I can bring back my Captain America character.
Yeah. You can bring him back now.
Well, yes, but it wouldn't be the same.
Look at these alternative.
Where did you buy that?
Where did I buy that? At Chapters, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
this
this
is
saves me from
what I'm going to be
ordering it on
using to do. So they're not promoting us. They're not paid to promote us. Anything.
It's just what you're using.
God! It's just what I'm using to make. It's the first character that I'll be making. It'll be the character for Mike's campaign. Yeah.
And we just put the Pendragon book in Devin's hands.
I think
Doesn't that look nice?
I think that we should start looking for paid advertisements, and then let me do the Skillshare commercials.
Doesn't that look nice, though?
If you want to learn how to not be an asshole, you can check out
Devin?
Skillshare's website.
Devin, this is the only time in our entire friendship I've gotten an RPG book before you.
Yes.
The
you-
only goddamn
goddamn
time.
time.
Because Devin has infamously, well, not infamously, but always frequently had more money than I have. So he's been able to buy RPG books that you have.
That's a lot of crack. Sorry, I'm on the wrong side.
It is a lot of crack. You need a way of feeding
butt
it.
crack.
Oh.
That's so good.
Gross.
That's a lot
yep.
of crack.
You
I
let
do
him
love
know
the,
by dropping things into his pants.
Oh yeah, I've got pennies. Don't worry about it.
You let him know by
You
sliding
let him know
pencils.
by sliding pencils down into his crack.
We're friends.
Yeah, the art looks even
the
better whenever
sanding
it's in
file.
high-res printing.
No, it's so nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
it's so raw.
Yeah.
I do love
This is
how
so
after the
stupid.
Pendragon stream,
Beautiful.
the entire fan base turned around and said, "Yeah, we want Pendragon back," and no one questioned how I was going to bring it back. After literally we ended Camelot.
Just grab you on your face. Do it.
It's like,
it,
do
figure
it. We
it
need
out."
more. We need more.
I don't know how.
I do. That was one of the first things I figured out.
So
I thought you handed this to me like, hey, buddy, like this is a subtle nod. Can you?
No. You have a.
Can you make a fucking backstory for once, please?
If that's how you want to take it, sure. That's not what
I
I was.
make backstories.
You make backstories.
They just never come up.
Yep, and it's just one. No, I wanted to show this because one of those.
traveler.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Fuck you. None of your damn business.
You weird old
Kill
man.
bitches, get money.
How about you introduce yourself, strange old man who walked up to our table next to the fire to give us random quests that he really should be doing
Who
himself?
are you, stranger? Why don't you
Yes.
shove it, you weirdo?
You crazy old
Yep.
quest giver.
Yep.
Look at this
I am
fuck
looking
trying to-
for a
he's
man
probably
of
looking
might
for-
and valor. I could be a woman.
I'm looking for a man of valor. Like, yeah, the whores are down the street, my dude.
They've got boy horse too.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, oh, it looks awesome.
I can't do stickers while he's doing
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
that.
What the?
Like, would never
Yeah.
work in real life. Could you imagine?
Just don't.
Oh my God.
Play with the hinge.
Get it? It's so close to being finished. Looks very pretty.
We nicknamed the nose cone the dick tip.
Breathe. Breathe.
No,
Almost
that
done.
name of it was forced on us by
By them?
Like, yes, the dick
Yes.
tip. No, by him.
Oh, by
that
him.
was
Okay,
him.
that was him. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. I
Yeah,
have
by the
a
shaft.
project journal.
Yep.
Yep.
Work the
Yeah.
shaft, cup the balls.
Get that out of my head. Fucking monster.
Because I can never
You should
remember
have a CR
what
rating.
I can never remember what size I make particular pieces.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm gonna start tracking the pieces.
I think that's why the chat's convinced I have steady hands because I still managed to get stickers on.
No, no one's convinced.
Or that I'm. They were. They were.
Are
Not
you
anymore.
It's like, so my hands are shaky too. How do I manage like you do, Mike?
Well, don't drink caffeine.
You do
before the
this.
show.
You make these weird knuckle hands. And you just do that.
Yes.
And you lock your fingers against
Mike
themselves.
smash rocks together, make model, unknown.
I know. It is one of those tricks that we try and teach at Games Workshop. It's like you put your palms together, and then you grab the the brush,
You say
whichever
that
hand.
with such scorn, like
And
you had to
then-
do it to a 5-year-old.
It's
It's like you've had to do it 1,000 times.
hold the brush. Put the palms of the heels of your palms together. Hold the model, hold the brush, and somehow paint like this.
Does that actually work?
Well, it works in terms of keeping your hands steady because they don't shake. But it's very, very hard to actually paint when brush and model are like this close together.
I remember that Games
It's like-
Workshop. I dislocated my knee in that Games Workshop.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Actually, so one of the memories from my engagement party yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was Rishi's,
Probably.
because it was the game. It was
By
a
the
game
way,
just for
Devin's
the news.
gotten engaged.
Yes.
Devin got engaged!
Yay!
He brought it up, so.
Well,
We
no,
found
because
someone
it's
willing to strap themselves to this.
the
Law of averages, my dude.
law of
Good
averages.
job.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah. I turned out well.
Oh, 19
The
days.
we're pretty
His
sure it was
fiancé is
it was
lovely, though. Sorry.
it was pretty we're pretty sure it
Thanks,
was
Mike.
our friend Rishi.
Look, his fiance's fine. Don't
Yeah, she's wonderful.
She's
She's a
hilarious.
lovely lady. We love
Yeah,
her.
there we go.
She's just never probably going to show up on here because she's going to be like, no, this is his thing.
It's like that. This is Devin's thing. It's like does it make him happy? Does he keep it? Does he smile? Yes, good.
Just get him out of my hair.
Get
for
it,
an
get him out of my yeah.
This is where Devin goes to de-stress.
Is this
No,
the
no, no,
place?
no. This is where I leave so that she can de-stress and so that she can play video games. What was the? Oh yeah. So I'm pretty sure it was our friend Rishi because he said how I met Devin in a room full of sweaty men, and I was like, huh, okay. And then how I met my fiance. I'm not going to say her name. She's then in a room full of sweaty men who happened to be singing because they met at karaoke.
That was Mike.
Oh, that was you. Oh. That's hilarious. We weren't sure if it was like
It was Games Club, dude.
Games Club, yes.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, so fair enough. And like, well, singing, you probably met her during karaoke as well. But it was like, Rishi met her during karaoke, and the room full of sweaty men could either have been the party where he and I met, or Games Workshop while I worked there, because it was a room in a mall full of sweaty men. So I'm like, that's probably Rishi. But apparently, no, it was Big Mike.
Nope.
Because the thing is, if he wrote it, you would have known it was him.
So I had Sam write it.
That's it. I was like, no, it's not Mike.
Can't be Mike. The handwriting's too good.
The handwriting was actually legible. So
it was an elaborate dodge.
yes. Aha.
You sneaky fuck.
I actually forgot where I met Vanessa. I couldn't remember, and I'm like, where did I meet her? Oh no, this is bad, because I know I met her, but where did I meet her? And
I'm real glad I missed that part, because I don't know either.
Friends,
like,
we don't know how we got them, but they're in our basement now.
How did I meet you?
I knew.
Fuck.
I knew how I met Devin, because I met Devin here, so I'm just like, okay, well, obviously, like, I met him
in a basement
here.
full of sweaty men.
I remember now. I remember.
Yeah, no, I think I met Vanessa at Christina's baby shower.
They don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, you're really just name dropping right now.
Yeah.
I'm not naming last names, so.
Well, thank God, but you're just name dropping. I remember now. It was at a birthday. It was at a restaurant in Toronto.
Yes, that's right. We're in the GTA.
Well, everybody knows that.
They know that. That's been on the server for years.
Shit, they'll find us.
Taser.
People have found me. Someone found me at the at my library branch, and they looked at me and they're like, "Can I help you?" Like, Big Mike? Yeah. Huh? Like, I missed you at the 404s. Thank you. You could come watch me at D20 Live. Oh, but I missed you so much at the 404s. I'm still performing. Oh, the 404s. Cool. There goes my self-esteem right there.
Why? You did so well at the 404s.
And only the...
And only the 404s.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, but you come check me out on D20 Live. Ah!
They are hurting because you left.
I need to print out more of those
we need
business cards.
Business cards?
Yeah,
D20 Live has business
Why?
cards.
I handed one out.
Remember at Bravo?
Why?
Because they had the promo codes at the back.
Oh! I thought we did that for promo codes.
We did.
Yeah, but it also had all of our social
But
information.
also had like all the things like, so you can follow us here if you don't already.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Look how slick this
I
looks.
guess so. I mean, you could follow us. I mean,
I guess so.
yeah, it's not a huge deal.
It's not glued on.
See, I tried doing that casual thing because a few people on YouTube were calling me out and were like, "Mike, why are you trying to be such a whore to get like people watching you?" I'm like, "But that's what everyone else does. Why am I getting
That's how
yelled?
you succeed in this.
That's what everyone else does. Why am I getting yelled at for it?" So,
Why are you?
Wait,
being
someone
such
accused
a
you of selling out?
whore?
for over promoting because I asked to like, share, and subscribe at the end of videos.
Oh, please, everyone does that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do
How
that.
dare you sell it? It's like,
And I stopped.
like,
I
bitch,
stopped.
you haven't made any money yet.
Well, that's nice,
You
Mike.
can't sell out when you're poor.
You can stop. I won't.
That's fair.
Specifically because someone told us not to. I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Tell them where they can still get.
Well, I have this, and I think it's established an unreasonable.
What do you need?
What are you looking for?
Oh, there it is. It's like
You lost your
no,
pants
it
on
was
your feet.
the thing that I gave you. The
Oh, I gave it to him.
Oh, thank you. Milky buckets.
As soon as it entered my hands, I flung it over my shoulder.
Oh.
It's like, hold on, guard this for me. To the first bidder it goes. Understood.
Understood.
We're monsters.
What's that? $5? You got it.
I present to the chat. Tables.
He's making furniture.
I'm making furniture.
Kill him! Stone him! He's a witch!
Get him! Get him!
How did he make that table so small? Magic.
Magic.
He's some kind of man-woman hermaphrodite. Kill him!
What?
I don't know, man.
Oh my
I'm a
God.
passenger in
We
my
had
own.
a talk.
We did.
We did have a talk.
That was like, that would be so basic. It's
It
like we're
sounds
yelling
like
at him about the supposed hermaphrodilia, not the fucking my magic tiny table. It's like, he's got a tiny table. I heard he's secretly a part of woman. It's like, what are you? What?
I can
Witch trial
literally
just got
hear.
weird.
I can literally hear Sam's like, "I have to delete this entire 5 minutes, Mike. Thank you."
Like,
This
I
witch trial
know.
just got bizarre.
Mike, we're supposed to try and reduce the amount of editing.
I think it's
Yeah,
quite
we're
clear.
due.
Streams. This is the whole point.
I know. I'm very sorry. It was wrong of me, and I apologize to all hermaphrodites out there.
Wow.
I'm apologizing.
We know.
I'd
Well,
like to
that's
refer
being
you to a.
insensitive.
Oh, that
Flight of
too.
the
Yes. I'm
Conchords
sorry
song.
for being insensitive. to people, and the gender fluidity nature of our current society and how we are embracing it, it is very negative of me to make light of such issues when we are going through such a precarious social time and an upheaval where we're relearning gender roles.
Can I
For
tase
that,
him?
I'm sorry. What?
I think you can.
The problem is Mike means it, and he's being very genuine, and that's very nice.
I gotta like shock collar you when you start doing social.
But the better
distancing.
thing to do is to just let
Leave
it
it
be.
alone.
Just leave it be.
Take the battery out of your phone, spit on it, and then press it against the skin.
It'll solve itself.
Ow! Ow!
It's like you're doing it again.
Mike, stop it. Mike, stop it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you all hitting me for the shit I say. Because then I'm reprimanded.
All right, so time to make undercoat. Oh crap!
What is undercoat?
What is undercoat?
Explain to the masses and people who don't know what an undercoat is.
Yeah, actually, one of the things has been just to explain
what
more
we're doing.
Well, right
Don't
now
call them
this.
masses.
So
Oh yeah. Also, are you familiar with the kobold guides?
what the kobold? Yes, actually. I'm familiar with. I have two of them. I have the one for combat and the one for world building. I think. Yeah.
What are they?
Kobold guides are from the Kobold Press. Like they're from Kobold Press, and they are essentially a collection of essays on a particular topic. So the Kobold Guide to Combat, the Kobold Guide to World Building, and the magic and that sort of thing. So it's basically
Are they
very. They're quite good. Like they're like any collection of short stories or essays or anything like that. The moment that you have such a wide spectrum of people, and they very intentionally take people like from different gaming systems.
Okay.
And they're very prominent figures, either writers or creators of games or whatever. But the moment they do that, you're going to have a very disparate spread of material, but it's all very good quality. It's just whether you agree with it.
Okay.
Right? There was one that I actually thought I would very much disagree with, and it was an essay about turning your like as a GM, turning your games into TV episodes. I was trying to think about them as TV episodes.
So literally what we do with the long game.
Yeah, but format them a certain way with punchy openings and have a beginning, middle, end, and just have an episodic arc.
Okay.
And how an episodic arc can be good for these types of stories or certain types of stories.
And you disagree with that?
I initially disagreed with it because you know me, I do interconnected games. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But I definitely, after reading the essay, I now see where they're coming from because it definitely grabs players' attention. And one of the big problems with our Pendragon game,
our home Pendragon.
Our home Pendragon
Not
game.
the D20 Live.
Not the D20 Live. No. Our home Pendragon game or any other. We also had it with Exalted. It just trying to get people to remember, despite the fact that it was just last week.
Yeah.
What happened last week? So.
Well, the thing is,
So there's
this was something I became aware of very early on D20 Live, was because from my experience with Terrible Warriors, was you had to make sure that your installments were memorable enough in and of themselves, because it's not the people, it's what you do with the people in those environments, right?
Yeah. And the situations that you put them in,
right,
that create the stories.
Because you said Duke Ulfius to me in Pendragon, and I went, who?
Yeah.
Because we've met so many NPCs, and it's like, and all you had to say was Lost London with him, and I'm like, that's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah. And it's one of those things. The Pendragon is a very different animal than my last long game, which was Exalted, because Exalted had very few characters. It was very, very...
Exalted had people trying to kill each other in it.
Yes.
Half the time.
And it was very focused on you as PCs.
Yeah.
So it was... You were the big
arc.
things, because that's what Exalted is all about.
Yeah.
The big central characters. Whereas Pendragon is... You are little fish who are getting to be much bigger fish in an already gigantic pond. So it's just as much about you interacting with the world around you as it is making your own stories. So it's one of those... I do have to do things like... last time on Pendragon, and that's what this essay was talking about, is having a last time on to really get like... It helps focus players. Oh, we're going back to this storyline, or we're meeting this person again. But yeah, it's...
Because you could even theoretically call back to quite a few story arcs ago.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys remember when this crazy shit went down?
Yep. It's when there was a session where we were returning to Dave's storyline, and I said, last time on Pendragon, attic babies. And it was just...
We were all set.
We
I
were
have
all
a
set.
real
Yeah,
problem
people
with
immediately.
attic babies.
Yes, your character does have a real problem with attic babies.
There's only
Demonic
one.
attic babies.
Demonic
It wasn't
attic
even
babies.
demonic. It was a fake kid.
Yeah. So it's
Tell
so-
me we know otherwise.
Dave, do you see where I had like oh, never mind, found it. Wax paper.
Right there.
So,
You
So,
put it right there.
yeah, I found it right.
He
Found it right here.
He showed up, sat down, and just exploded materials around him.
Crafting materials.
He's
Wow.
It's like in Dungeon Keeper when you kill an amp and gold explodes out of them. It's like what happened to Devin? He dropped his inventory.
But yeah, no, the thing is too, and this is something I've noticed. There's a huge discrepancy now in styles, and I would be very surprised if we didn't start seeing like some more significantly formal essays on the subject of Dungeon Master narrative.
Yeah.
Because
Which is awesome.
which is great. No, it's really great.
No one's invited me to contribute, and that's why I think all of them are
I don't
inferior.
think you can. I don't think
So you're saying Mark Ryan Hagen is inferior?
Was I invited?
But,
all
right.
It's invited. I think, but due to the
I said the
nature of-
product. I said the overall product was inferior. I didn't
oh,
say he
not
was.
that the contributors were.
But it
okay.
could have been better if I was there.
I think due to the nature of
Because every
GMs
so
and
often,
how
because
full
admit
of
it,
themselves
you would love.
You just show up.
Yeah.
You don't get invited.
You gotta admit, any essay would be made much better by occasionally your players are chuckle fucks.
Yes. Yeah. It's so yeah. To answer your question, I really like them. They
To
they're very
answer
good.
my question.
Yeah. all the way back around. It's like all these. It's like Smash. It's like the Smash Brothers Overland map. It's like this way, this way, this way, this way, and it eventually goes
God, I
over to
hate
here.
that map so much.
So yeah,
I'm chewing my way through it as we speak.
or you'll do a sum up sometimes. Yeah, and that's exactly it. And that's exactly it. You don't know how long it's going to be. I mean, there was a period of time where we hadn't gone back to. We were playing Skulls and Shackles week after week after week after week,
Yeah,
and
never
then
stopped.
any number of things that happen. Like I might want to go back to a different story, or in this case, the players asked, you know what, can we please go back to Kingmaker because we haven't done that in a while, and it went, and then for another 2 months. We never touched Skulls and Shackles again. So I'm like, so guys, here's what happened last time. Sam wrestled with an octopus, and
And I looked up the whole ship because of it.
yeah.
It was great.
So we did. So we're being asked as part of Craft Stream to discuss what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, so just extrapolate on what you're doing, not just so that people can follow along, kind of thing.
Yeah. So tables. These tables are made from.
What'd you build it out of?
Yep. So you can just to show camera. That is craft foam from the dollar store, and those are matchsticks from the dollar store, and hot glue has put them together. There. I'll get good at this camera thing eventually. But essentially, it's
A boy can dream.
yeah. I measured and cut out the craft store foam, dollar store dirt cheap foam. Don't get anything from Michaels because Michaels is actually of quality. You actually want the crappy dollar store stuff because the pieces of paper that are on either side of the foam will actually peel off because it's garbage on the dollar store stuff, and that allows you to actually use the foam to create wood grain, which you'll see in a while. But so I made the table, cut up matchsticks, created legs, created bottoms, and now I'm using Mod Podge, which you can get at Walmart or Michaels or anything else, mixed with regular paint to create an undercoat.
Kind of like a gluey paint.
Yes, exactly. It's
Like a primer of some sort.
a primer. It creates a primer, but also because foam is really delicate and you're going to be storing a lot of different pieces if you want to start doing miniatures. The Mod Podge will actually make it hard.
It absorbs into the foam.
It absorbs into the foam. Yeah, it makes the foam dense, and its Mod Podge was actually used for crafters who actually make like I don't know, dollhouses, and other things out of styrofoam. And that's basically what it's used for. Stuff stinks. I apologize to the people who are here. So I apologize to the people who are sitting in the room with me because the stuff stinks.
Yeah, it's okay.
You fucking monster.
Yep.
You've
But-
killed us all!
It's not as bad as like some other paint, like oil paint.
Or Mike.
You can't. You literally have to have.
Or Mike.
I did that for the look I got, and it was beautiful.
A lot of people do that to me for the look they get. It's like, we say things.
You're so animated, though.
I've been told. That's why I'm the D20 Live Game Master. I think that's my one advantage over every other like YouTuber I see out there. Because like a lot of the other YouTube DMs, because I see so many YouTube DMs who are trying so hard to keep a straight face and try to be like professional, and I'm the guy who goes, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I think I have the market cornered on that.
of
calling someone a
calling
chucklefuck.
someone a
Well, because I
Chucklefuck.
think they say weird shit, and then they edit a lot of shit out afterward. I'm pretty sure Mercer was like, "Wait, stop, what?" And then they just edited all out. So he's like, "Serious face." The whole time.
He's now learned that he just needs to do serious face because it's all live stream. And there have been,
Serious face.
particularly with Sam Riegel, he'll be like, you can see when it goes from Matt laughing at what Sam's doing to Matt actually being upset at what Sam's doing. His face just goes.
Sam Riegel, join us.
Yes, it's
Join us. We'll never get mad. Be as big as shit as you want to be. We've been worse.
So it's just it's.
I have a
it's
feeling
hilarious.
he's in LA, so that
Oh, he can fly down. He's got money.
Just spend some money for us. No big deal. Whatever.
Yep.
Do it pro bono. We'll make it
Pro bono like he's a lawyer. Get out of here.
You
So
know.
when I first got here, were we talking about the latest Con Bravo thread that went up? Like who,
Yeah.
like people you
Yeah.
want as guests and people who are returning?
They're doing 2 threads now. One for people who have never been there, who they want as guests.
Okay.
I imagine Markiplier will be topping that out.
He
Okay.
has.
Yeah.
So are people who have been returning as.
One for returning, one for people who've never been there.
Oh, okay, all right.
And everyone still wants Markiplier, but I don't even know. Does Markiplier even do cons anymore?
I don't think so.
He does tours, and he's never been up to Canada.
The man doesn't need to leave his home. He makes enough money just filming anything.
Markiplier, what was it? He made a video of him playing with his dog. Honey, how many videos did that get? Views?
100,000 billion.
Yeah,
That's one of his biggest
all
videos.
of them.
just him playing with that
Boat
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that dog.
Boat dog.
To be fair, he talks up that.
Boat
dog.
dog. Oh god.
To be fair, there's no more loved rescue dog on the planet. But
No,
still,
and good for him.
right? But like, it's still him playing with the dog, and I'm like, I'm sure there's people out there trying to make like the next great masterpiece on YouTube, and they're probably really mad.
They're failing horribly.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the way it is. My brother has recently gotten into. I told Dave this. He's recently gotten into PUBG, Fortnite streaming.
Right. Okay.
Just because you can just do it whenever.
Yeah, you can do it, and if you're good at the game, people love watching.
Oh no, he's not good at the game. He's like mediocre at best.
Okay. All right.
But he got 61 people to view him the other day, and
Nice.
he just got dominated. So 61 people just watched him get spanked.
Get spanked. Yeah.
And
That
it's
also
like,
doesn't
okay.
surprise me because there's a section of humanity who loves watching other human beings fail.
Yep, it's called the D20 Live fans when we ever do a video game stream.
Oh, there you go. Except Kingmaker, we didn't fail at Kingmaker.
No, we didn't. But I was not soloing that.
Ah.
Is it supposed to pop out like that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
You guys want to make you feel really uncomfortable?
What?
What
It's supposed to be uncomfortable?
Oh,
or turned
I
on?
did.
Yeah. Because I'll explain what it is when it's done. Because what's going to happen is, you okay, Sam?
Now I'm concerned and horny.
Gross.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is the Dragonzord's crest is going to go on the front here.
Okay.
I'll put this up in here. It's good. I can't move Sam's laying on me. It's going to be laying. It's going to come right where my finger is. Thank you, Devin.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to pop right in there, and it's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Followed by Matt Mercer in second and Markiplier in. Oh, Game Grumps is destroying the list. Yeah, but Ego Raptor I know hates doing cons.
Ego Raptor does not want to do Con Bravo, and we don't know why.
It's almost like someone talks shit about him sometimes.
Ruh-roh.
Oopsies.
God, wouldn't that be hilarious if it's just like he was on the D20 Live stage and people are like, you don't know the shit they've said about it. What you've said about us. We don't care.
Shut the fuck up.
It's like, we said we didn't care for your comedy. That's it? Yeah. Motherfucker, that's the lightest thing I've ever heard about me. Why don't you like it? He would say, why don't you like me, Mike? I haven't liked you since Dragon Ball Z in a nutshell. Wow, all the way back then. Yeah, I just don't think you're very good. Why'd you have me up here?
Awkward silence.
Why'd you? And
Awkward
say,
silence,
And he would
yeah.
say, "Why'd you have me up here?" Well, the con gets a vote too, dude.
Yeah.
They paid a lot of money for you to come out.
There.
Well,
And
that's
now the
good.
undercoat's
So if you want to
done.
see that awkward conversation,
Super awkward.
Table. And then what I'm going to do in a moment when that dries is I'm going to ink it to make it actually look like wood instead of just something that was painted with brown paint.
Yes, that's right, everybody. He's better than IKEA.
it's not hard.
We need to give Devin some melamine.
Some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen.
There you go.
Stop putting other people's stuff. We can't use any of that.
Yeah, I know. and
we
we
don't
don't
have
table.
censor it
That's
out.
a song reference. That's
I
okay.
know
Yeah.
that. Stop quoting other people's stuff. We can't use any of it for merchandise.
Oh yeah, no, we've never used anyone else's IP in D20 Live. That's never
Not
happened.
for merchandise.
That is true.
That's not true.
Yes, yes, Squall. It
Well,
does
yes,
look.
we have the posters.
Posters. Sans is up there, and so's the Emperor, and so's Lord Ruler.
Yeah,
And it's Sarah.
but it's like a redone version that you did, so it skirts those things real
Yeah,
tight.
it's a parody.
Man art.
That's it. Those things.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that. Dinner table looks like peanut butter now, but
I know, right?
It's wood.
Wood. And what will do
Oh
it?
my god, it does look like peanut butter.
Inks. I'm trying to decide. All right,
miss
chat.
peanut butter
Do
so
I want
much.
a really, really
Why can't you have it?
dark wood, a really dark brown here, or do I want a more chestnut brown?
They look
You
the
pick.
same. They look the same.
They do not look the same.
Decide.
So why do you miss peanut butter?
I miss peanut butter quite a bit because when
I have a
moved-
gift on Discord.
When I had to move back home, my mom was
How
like,
did Discord?
What?
The old guy is confused. How does Discord give gifts?
Oh, so you have
Thank you,
different-
Tipzilla.
He would have if you go on Discord.
Yeah.
You go to your private
if
messages.
you went on Discord,
I do go on Discord.
punk
If you
bitch.
go to your private messages on Discord, there might be a message for you, probably
okay.
to a link or something. I
Oh,
think. I don't know.
Who knows?
Cool.
It depends what they sent you. Please do not send us porn. We're very good at finding our own.
It's true.
Jesus. I could always use the help though.
Do not open those doors,
Doors.
Jordan.
I'm
You-
the administrator.
You will regret this.
Do not unseal that hushed casket. That's how 4chan will find us.
Isn't
your lady friend watching?
Shit.
And that's how it ended.
That's how it is.
Well, fuck.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Dry brush.
So
All right.
when I moved back home, my mom's super allergic to peanuts. Most
Oh.
most
Okay.
nuts of any kind, like EpiPen style allergic.
Yeah.
So they got rid of all peanut butter that has ever existed in my mom's house, basically. And so I can't go get more because
She'll
it's
die.
looked at as a direct attempt to assassinate my mother.
And that's just poor show.
I don't know if you guys know this.
Don't start off the front. Pardon me, the friendship that way.
I don't know about you guys, but it's deeply frowned upon to try to assassinate
Your
parents
mother, yeah.
if there's no throne involved.
John, yeah, you're now showing. I don't know why you weren't showing previously.
So I miss peanut butter, is what I'm saying. The end.
Oh wait,
That
do you
was
mean
really
in
built up.
which chat is John talking about?
What would we be talking about?
Because they saying hi, Devin. Thanks, Andrew, for posting that for me. It's like, please let me know if I'm showing now. Does it?
I don't know.
I don't know which one he means.
I think it might because he's in YouTube. So if the YouTube
Justin.
chat is
Thank you, Tipsiller.
Well, the YouTube
Chestnut it
chat's
is.
yeah.
What?
Okay.
posted.
And while that dries.
Let's move on.
Yeah. But no, I am on a what I am doing today, chat, is try to actually finish projects because my lovely fiance posted
yes.
posted a profile picture a while back, or linked me one that Mike tried to defend.
I tried so hard to get you out of that.
Yeah, so hard to defend me.
Wasn't that one
but-
where it's like I'm gonna do the projects I started this year?
Yes.
Things like
But yeah,
last
I'm gonna
year?
my resolution in 2019 is to finish the projects I started in 2018, which I found the materials for in 2017, and it's like,
And you saw the plans.
and I
for
saw
it
the
in
plans for it in
2016.
2016. It's like, well, she knows me clearly way too well.
Well, I know she posted that for you, but that hit way too close to home for a lot of people.
For a lot of people, yeah, there was a lot of people who were like, shit, I feel
Like,
targeted.
aw.
I didn't.
Yeah, so I'm actually finishing projects. There are a lot of things on my craft table. I'm like, I'll get started on this.
And you come
then I
down here
will-
to do it.
Yep, and then I'll hit a road, usually a road bump in it, like, oh, this isn't turning out how I liked, or specifically with some of the mansion stuff that I have here that I'll show.
So Chad
but-
mentioned the latest episode of the Orville, the second
Yeah.
one,
Oh yeah,
where the
yes.
ship was taken over by a virus that was inserted into it from porn on their holodeck.
Oh no!
Jesus. Wow.
Someone got some custom porno made. They inserted it into the holodeck chip thingy,
Oh no.
and the whole ship was just covered in porno viruses.
Oh my God.
So apparently, even 1,000 years in the future, that's still very real.
It's still a
danger.
very real thing.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Spoiler
spoilers.
Let's actually hold on.
Because I haven't seen that episode.
Tipsler said 15 years ago. When did I work at GW?
Oh, sorry.
How old am I?
Devin's
Now.
100,000 years old.
Like
See,
the
Devin
Emperor.
is actually half elf.
He ages like a vampire.
I'll take half elf over vampire.
I
He's a
age like a
lich.
vampire.
You age like
I
probably
don't get older,
probably
I
about the
just
same
get
amount.
fatter.
Tipsler.
I grow thicker like an oak tree.
I age
Strong
like a
and
dwarf.
impervious.
My beard just gets bigger.
And that is his mark of age.
Yeah, but I like it.
Oh, there you go.
Like a great white shark. I don't get old, I just get larger. Speaking of which, there was a video I saw on the internet of the largest female great white they've ever seen.
Really?
It was
Okay.
7 meters long.
God damn!
Whoa.
They think it's over 50 years old. Its name is Deep Blue.
Jesus.
I think
Like
at that
the
point, its
computer?
name is "Leave Me Alone, Ma'am."
Yeah, yeah. Apparently,
You don't want to
That
take pictures
section
of this
ocean
shit.
belongs to you now.
well, it swam up to a bunch of people in cages and stuff, and you can tell they were just pants shitting with skin.
Yeah.
Because it was 7 meters long.
Yeah, if I
Thing's
found
like
out
a
the
dinosaur.
megalodon still existed, I'd be shitting my pants too.
Yeah, the thing's like a dinosaur. But apparently, great whites are actually really docile when it comes to people because we're generally not things that they see very often.
Oh, really?
So they're
Huh.
not really super sure on what we are.
They're just
Appar-
curious.
Apparently, most shark attacks actually happen from bull sharks, which are aggressive douchebags
Oh.
Yeah.
and will attack literally anything at all times.
Is it because great whites don't come close to the surface often? Like they swim.
Well,
so
they
far
do
below,
because they
or-
hunt seals and stuff like that, right?
Oh, okay.
But
Right.
we're
But,
not seals.
That's the thing. We're not seals, so they're
Right.
like, I don't really want to dick around with this. You have to look at it the way that a predator does, is because a predator is their bodies are just as fragile as anything else's are.
Yeah.
You don't
But if
eat
they
you
even-
regularly.
Well, the thing is, if they get hurt,
They're gonna back off.
It starts immediately affecting their ability to hunt prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because until they heal, their ability to chase down and wrestle whatever
And
Yeah.
feed themselves.
and feed themselves becomes significantly more difficult.
Oh my god.
So generally, most predators are actually really
Really
they're
cautious.
not aggressive at all.
Yeah.
They go for what they know for sure they can kill.
Huh.
Like they
Fascinating.
won't try it out. Because if it doesn't work out and they get hurt, then they're
Yeah.
screwed.
I am an alpha predator. You are not cornered. Snake skitters away.
They don't fuck around. Yeah,
don't fuck
so
around,
this
yeah.
is why they like just generally smaller sharks will test you out first to see if you're even food in the first place. Unfortunately, a shark's testing you out is giving you a small nibble with 300 razor serrated teeth. So
so that small like test nip is enough
it's
to kill
enough
us
to pop it
anyway.
open like a juice box.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Devin, could you pass a square of paper towel?
Square of paper towel.
this is what happens when a cheese grater for a face tries to check if you're food. It's like,
So-
are you good?
So
it
Tipsler is the
no, it's not.
is the writing project a short story novel or like a world building for an RPG that you're doing?
World building is hard.
It's fun though.
It's very fun, and it's what it prevents me from actually running sessions. Because
I-
I'll world build and always, and
And
then
that's why I love splat books.
What's a splat book?
yeah,
Splat
me too.
book.
Me too.
You gotta give me some context.
All right.
'Cause some people know what you're talking about, but not everyone will. We're trying to be inclusive, right, Mike?
That's not what that
Show the
means. but he's
stream.
trying.
this. That's splat book.
Okay, so for example, we have this one, the D&D guide, Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, of which I'm very excited about.
So excited.
Because when
yeah.
you merge all of the lore from Magic the Gathering, which is fucking extensive,
Yep.
with the lore of Dungeons and Dragons in general,
Yep.
And
you get a hell of a world you can pull stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a good chunk of the block for Ravnica, so I've got flashcards.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, like you're in this area, you're fighting this thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's trying to kill you.
It is.
It's quite literally.
I have a
trying
question
to eat
for you guys, honestly. I don't
Okay.
know if you've heard of this, but have you heard of the whole the deck of many
Yes.
thing
Deck of
on?
many things. Yes.
You had one.
No, I mean it's a company that sells D&D specific
Oh.
materials.
Oh.
Have you guys actually seen this?
No.
No.
So what do you think about it? Because it sounds really good. We don't play enough 5th ed for me to really justify even looking at it. To be fair,
It's interesting. The problem is, I'm afraid that Wizards is going to be like, no, and just be like,
Yeah.
they don't do that.
They don't do it as much anymore.
Oh, wizards, you devils.
I am. That is my. Because
never
the thing
going
is,
to be sponsored.
anything that sounds
by-
really, really good.
Not by D&D Beyond.
Anything that sounds
Good.
really, really good that you know isn't made by Wizards, Wizards is gonna. I have this irrational fear of just Wizards like no or mine now, and then ruin it.
The difference is now they actually pay people for that. Like they pay the artists.
Yeah.
That is what I imagine on some level DM's Guild is for. Whereas because Xanathar's is, I think, mostly DM Guild previously published materials.
Mm-hmm.
And
there was a video series that I really liked on YouTube.
Unearthed Arcana.
Nope.
Unearthed Arcana. Yeah. Thank you. No, but Xanathar's got his was Unearthed Arcana.
It's the guy who did the animated spellbook. I don't remember his name, so please excuse me for that. But okay, so you don't like it, right?
No.
I really liked the videos. I thought they were rather clever.
I don't. Okay, this goes back to a big argument I usually have about 5e.
Okay.
But you say your bit first, and I'll explain my thing.
I just really like the content. I think it's really well laid out.
Hey, do you have
I can.
teasers I could
I
borrow for a
understand why people are very excited about 5th Ed. I don't always agree with 5th Ed
No, actually.
or how it's
Sorry.
set up,
No
but I understand why people are.
Mhm.
Because if all
Mike
you've
does.
ever played is 3.5 and then 4, 5th coming out as a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I don't argue
And
that.
so I understand that. If you've never done the Pathfinder thing and you've never seen the better side of 3.5,
Yep.
then I can see why that would be something that you would be really jazzed about, right?
Well,
Sorry, Jodo. Okay, Mike, can you pass tweezers to Dave?
Sure.
Could I borrow them for a second?
Sure, yeah, totally, man.
Thanks.
I'll stop for a second. So we're actually finally gotten to this point of the discussion where I finally explain why the hell I haven't liked 5th Ed for the longest time.
Yeah, go for it.
Because here's the thing, and I finally got to read the rules properly.
Okay.
And apart from the death saves rules, it's a good system.
Yeah.
I fully agree that it is a good system, and I see why it is as popular it is. Here's my problem with it.
Okay.
Is the economy that's built around it now.
What do you mean by economy?
Oh, sorry. Well, because look at the fact that every YouTuber, apart from like us and maybe a few other people, are doing 5th Ed streams. That's stupid.
Yeah, because it makes it homogenizes
yeah.
the community.
And I don't like the idea of someone making a single video that's 20 minutes long discussing one spell from Dungeons and Dragons. I think that's insane.
Well, sure.
Because that's a paragraph, and that could be a text document. That's not, to me, it's not justified. Because you see like one video that's 20 minutes long that gets like, let's say 10,000 views.
Sure.
For one spell in D&D, and there are books we are holding in this basement. Where did my Pathfinder, my Pendragon? Devin, did you steal it?
No.
I put it on your desk.
It's on the desk.
We have books. We have RPG books that we could go on for 4 or 5 hours about.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows about. Like, it drives me. One thing that drives me nuts now is the fact that we're in this very much a gender fluid inclusivity era.
Sure.
Where we accept people for their different diversity and culture. Exalted was a game back in 2004 that was already doing that.
Okay.
One of the gods, Luna, is gender fluid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Entirely. It had racial diversity. It incorporated different cultures and their religious ideologies into their cosmology to be accepted, to showcase that. Sure. You have elements of Japanese culture. You're staring at me like I'm going to say something.
Dude, the slope we're on is a slippery one.
And it was already doing that. Now, for something to me like Dungeons and Dragons, which is built from a very, very European place.
Sure.
They're trying to ham-fistingly make it more open-ended.
Sure.
Which for me, which is a really hard thing to do. Because if you make it more open, when you try to make something that wasn't originally that, into that setting, that world, you can kind of see the break lines, like where it's not working.
Or it's like a hard finish, like where
it
doesn't merge in. It's like this is clearly new and this is clearly old.
Old, right? And it's
kind of like putting up new brickwork on old brickwork. You can tell where the line stopped and
yeah.
started.
And I'm not trying to be an old man and say, oh, the
Too
Forgotten
fucking
Realms. The Forgotten Realms was better in the old age, because I've never believed the Forgotten Realms were amazing. They've had some great stuff in it.
For the longest time, they were one of the only things that existed, so that's why they were so
Dragonlance
huge.
Better.
And a lot of people will agree with you that is the case, and I hear that a lot. Dragonlance was the shit.
Yeah.
It just
Those
wasn't
12 modules should, by all means, be ported over to 5th.
It just wasn't nearly as popular and etc.
Yeah.
It's like how I'll always toot the horn of Space Marine over Gears of War.
Yeah.
Space Marine was better. Anyways,
You can believe that. You're allowed to believe that.
it was.
But like, it's just the fact that that so much of the YouTube community has embraced fifth ed, which is good because the tabletop's being embraced all is good.
Yep.
But because I'm starting to now talk to developers for different companies, and they're like, yeah, we don't see. And I said I was saying to one of them, look, in the next 2 to 3 years, you guys should be seeing a huge departure from D&D to people who just want to play something different. And the guy turned to me and said, I don't believe that, Mike. I don't believe we're going to see that runoff of people leaving D&D and trying new games.
Right.
And that broke my heart in a real way.
Well, that's only one person's opinion, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have a lot of very, very different opinions when it comes to stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of have to kind of accept everything as part of the whole because that's just the way it works.
That's not where
But,
that's supposed to go.
You know, my problem has never been with...
I can see your issue with it homogenizing the dungeon, like the RPG culture
Okay,
as a
you were
whole.
trying to stop me from talking.
No.
But at the same time, I feel like fifth ed being as popular as it is makes it more makes role-playing games more accepted in general.
Yeah, I'm
It does.
very thankful for
So, yes,
the
I mean,
community that's around right now because it's made role-playing games very popular.
Well, that's the thing, and I don't, and yeah, you may not, like, we may not agree with, how it's being done, but the fact is that it is being done.
It is.
And that's the important part, I feel.
And it falls to people like us to show people that there's other stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's fine. That can be,
That is our jam.
That's our jam, is we explore other systems and we explore other things. Yeah. And the guy who made the book that you showed me, Devin.
Yep.
His whole podcast series is on like 100 different systems. And
He's only done one fifth ed thing.
Exactly.
As far as I know, and I've listened to a lot of his stuff.
Oh, that's James Motto from One Shot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's the author of that book.
Oh yeah,
That's
I love
knew
One
him
Shot. Those
from.
guys are
That's
great.
Because the name really was like, oh
right.
shit. Yeah, and so his series touches on stuff I've never heard of.
Yep.
But they always do one shots of it, and so they might do one or two, and then never again.
There is a ninja game that he did straight off of a Kickstarter. Like he got the electronic files and he did a game. I'm still looking for it. It's infuriating. It's like I love the concept of that session so much. Like it's impossible to find. No, that you can find.
Yeah, Feng Shui's easy to find.
What do you think?
About what? Fifth?
Just in general.
Weigh in.
Anything? If you have nothing, it's cool. You don't have to.
The problem is that because I started playing D&D like
second, right?
In second ed,
Yeah.
right? And second ed has always been
She's
something...
our grizzled ancient.
Sam's our venerable dreadnought.
Because I started playing when I was like 10, right? And it's the thing I played the most out of everything else. Like I only really started playing Pathfinder when I started being here.
Right.
And
With the cool kids.
What did you think of that switch over to Pathfinder? Like, was it like shocking or?
Well, because I did play 3 for a long time too.
Right.
Right. But like I did play second. Second, it was basically like it was a good chunk from second, and then like a couple years of like 3, and then 3.5, and like there was another half year for 3.5, and then Pathfinder, and it was because I had known what was going on with 3, so then jumping to Pathfinder wasn't that hard, but at the same time, it was very different from what I was used to.
Well, it would be, yeah, because it's entirely different.
Years ago when I first made the jump to Pathfinder, there were a lot of presumptions that I made, or assumptions that I made about the system, like, oh, it doesn't work that way. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then jumping to then trying to read into 5th edition and trying to play 5th edition, it's very I don't know if it's just because of the fact that I'm suddenly getting older that I just
Suddenly?
We don't talk about it.
This is like, oh god, age is hitting me like a brick wall. But
Which is funny because you get Thaco better than anyone else here in this room.
You
To be fair, I've
summarized it for
never
us.
ever tried.
Yeah, I haven't tried either, but it's not really.
I hear
But every time I have read about it, I never understood it. Like I'd read it 3 or 4 times. Like, nope, still don't get it.
Hey, I think it's
apparently
crack
D20 Live is tied for apparently Restream thinks
Tied for
it's
fourth
weird.
with Dr. Terawat.
Let's
Yeah.
bench that fucker out.
We're friends, though. We're friends.
We are
friends.
friends.
You're awesome, Colin, but we want to beat you.
We got. Oh, did Lord Jesus Christ just follow us?
Thank you,
Yay.
Jesus Christ,
Yay.
hosting us. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ.
What up, Krusty?
So
I just did that. I don't know why. I just rolled it.
Just
but
roll
yeah,
with
like,
it. Done.
it was
Jesus
a lot harder
Christ.
for me to wrap my head around 5th edition because I was like, it's kind of like second, but not. And
Well,
it's
I mean-
kind of like it's kind of like everything else, but it's not. And I'm like, oh, because the death save thing is just it's very reminiscent of second edition. And
Was that where that comes from?
Yes, because in second edition there were death saves everywhere. Like,
Save
That
versus
sounds
death.
awful.
like it was literally it was.
Well, that was a point. The second edition was still coming off of the whole idea of these things are played at tournaments, and it was
Yeah.
competitive D&D.
Yeah.
Like with third edition D&D stopped being a tournament-based competitive game, which is why and I think it's the fact that we've had over a decade of that, plus the infusion now of the storyteller system and a lot more story-driven systems, that the moment that D&D said, or the moment that Wizards said, we're actually going to take it back to its roots, though they didn't say it that way.
They kind of did.
They kind of did, but they had said, we're going to do a live stream D&D of competitive games. And I'm like, that's cool. I'll watch it. I'm good with that. But there's such a large majority of the current player base. They're like, no, that's wrong. That's awful.
That's how
it's
it
like,
freaking
it's
started.
like,
You little
yeah,
gremlins.
it's and it is just basically the younger generation coming into it with 5th ed
Yeah, you can't.
that are saying no, you're ruining the whole concept. It's like, actually, this is where it started.
It's where it
It's where it started.
That's why
you just don't understand
when
that.
I saw the death save thing, I'm like, I don't really friggin' care because that's what I'm used to. But
Yeah.
Mike hates it because he's like, this makes no sense.
It's
And
like
I'm like,
it's 3 different checks. It's malarkey.
but I know.
All right,
exactly
and there we go.
what it is.
So the table now has wood grain on it. I've got ink that's been placed on it. Try not to touch it because it's still wet. But table is done, or at least mostly done. There we go.
I think it could stand to be darker myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm.
'cause it
I'm
still looks kinda
probably
like-
going to.
But when
Yeah.
it dries up, it might darken
Yeah.
out a little bit.
Yeah, and
doesn't
that-
it go 40% darker when it dries or something?
It does, yeah, and then I'll look at it and be
I
like,
learned
okay,
that
so it's a
at-
chestnut table, and then I will probably take the darker color and just do it along the grains.
I learned to say that to people when I worked at Home Depot.
Because
People will be
24%
like, "This
darker.
isn't the color I wanted," because I worked in the paint thing, and
Yeah.
like it dries 40% darker, and people are like, "Oh, okay. What the fuck does that mean, Sam? What's 40% darker?
So
Think about it. What does that mean? It's nonsense.
I know.
It's gibberish
It's
words.
gibberish nonsense.
I understand what they're talking about because of the fact that
I knew for a fact saying it out loud, it was bullshit.
I know
That
it is
doesn't make sense at
bullshit,
all.
but I know what they're trying to say because basically what they're saying is, oh, the
We
paint
will.
swatch that you have compared to what the paint looks like when you actually put it on the thing looks
Yeah.
completely different, and you're
Yeah.
going, this is 40% darker
when it dries.
when it dries,
Yes,
yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
it looks more like the swatch rather than what you've actually done.
I used to put it on.
Also,
I
by the
used
way,
to
did
put
you
it
put
on
it
a
on?
paint stick and dry it with a heat gun. I'm like, this is what it actually dries.
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
There's something else that took. I mean, I never worked at Home Depot, but working at
Oh, I
Games
did.
Workshop, I got similar. Where it's like my model doesn't look like the White Dwarf, not the like quality of it, just
trust
the
me,
color of it.
Wrestling with Space
Yes.
Wolf Gray, I get you.
Yeah, so it's like,
It's
this doesn't
oh,
work.
my models are light fucking blue.
Blue, yeah, it's like not gray. And like, well, what primer did you use? Which I'm sure is a very similar thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to Home Depot, it's like, are you painting it on a black wall or
Or a
black
white.
primer or a white primer, or did you put primer on at all? Because
Yep.
Some people
I never did. My
paint
primer was a
leaves.
base coat.
All right, so all I know from my circle of friends hate D&D after 3.5. We all went cool, and honestly, if by the way, welcome Jarnak.
Welcome, Jarnak.
If your friends love Pathfinder, I hope you like Pathfinder Second Edition, and you continue to have great games.
Yeah, no, a lot of people end up going to Pathfinder after 3.5 because that was what the breaking point was. Pathfinder First Edition, because there is a second. It was 3.5 but redone. Like
Yeah.
it's like if they took 3.5 and if it was a video game, they patched out the bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like someone did a fan mod,
Yeah,
patched out the bugs like in Skyrim.
Lord
Yeah.
Sathian goes 40% darker, 20% cooler, and then Faceplant Jan goes 10% hotter, 5% fire.
But like the thing is, I will
That's still
argue.
only 75%, guys. There's more shit in there.
There's more shit in there.
I will argue that this edition of 5th Ed is probably the easiest to get into because of the simplicity of the rules.
Oh yeah.
Like it.
Trash can.
But that being said,
Ooh, trash
I'm at a
can.
phase in my life now where this is not what I.
There's
If I
a
want a
lot
simple rule system, I'm not going to play
going
5th.
Well, now is that
wanna see?
because
That's intricate.
When you say phase in your life, is that because you
Just
have other options, or because you would do a different?
Yeah, it's all glued on.
I don't know.
When we get this,
I think
me the question. I'll try my
no.
best.
Well, I'm trying to think of.
He's trying to formulate the sentence.
Exactly. It's you have axe. Is it a marker of your age that you just don't like the
I'm gonna have to clean
5th
it
edition
up.
versus
It's
3rd?
my access.
Or
It's my
exactly.
It's my
It's
access.
you and when you say I'll use other systems, yes. If I'm gonna go for a simpler system, I do Fate.
Yeah.
Because
I do Bessem because
you
it's
do
just...
Bessem. But I guarantee you, most of the like critters or fluiders or the different fandoms of the different D&D 5th ed streams probably don't know most of what we have.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, why.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Guys, we have our last 25%. It's sass. I don't know.
There you go.
I should have known.
Yes.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
With this shit.
Sass.
Yeah.
So Mike's a little frustrated right now because he is putting all the stickers on. However, as one of the compartment segments closes, it rubs part of the sticker off.
I'm just gonna cut the sticker at this point. This is stupid.
We are now modding.
Hot wads.
Hot modding.
Yeah.
So Dave has actually finished up the engine section of his X-Wing. Apparently it took an entire sprue just to get the niddly fiddly bits in there.
All right, guys, we need to get on Facebook and
Somebody
outvote Terawatt.
Yeah.
Can someone put the link in the chat for the D20
Yeah,
live
do that.
or for the Con Bravo vote?
Yeah.
Just because I want it personally, I haven't voted myself
And
yet.
I can't find it anymore for some reason.
And
I've
I
been
want to
trying
get.
to get it.
I want
And
to
It's
get.
on my
Yeah.
Facebook page.
I've been trying. I can't get to the Facebook because Facebook mobile is stupid. It won't let me do it because I'm part of
Yeah,
this
screw
thing.
you, Facebook,
Meh.
Zuckerberg,
It's
you
because
ass.
it's because of the fact that I'm
All
part
of my
of the-
information was now just sold to third party.
Exactly.
It was sold a long time ago.
I'm very familiar. I'm very like
In
I'm,
Taipei, they know what you like.
I'm okay with my information being sold mostly because of the fact that I have no fucking say in the matter, and I recognize this. But the least they can do is, if they're going to be overbearing tech lords, is to at least make my fucking life easier.
Aw, thank you, Summerwind. That's a wonderful comment.
There,
You
I
guys see
put-
that?
Who did
That's his donation comment. That's I'm glad that we
That was 21
fostered
days
it.
ago.
That's 21 days ago.
God damn it.
So
But
Devin,
Dark
look,
Summers win
look.
anyway because of the fact that we probably said it there, but now Devin actually sees it.
Because
Hooray.
I don't understand Streamlabs, so this is new to me. It's like, oh,
See, right to the next
I
one
was
where it
looking
says-
at the actual
where it
sentence.
says days.
I see 21 days now. I see that.
See
and
6
21
hours?
days and 6 hours and 8 minutes. I see that now.
But
Yeah.
Devin, you can see it because the fact you didn't see it when we actually
Yeah.
did do the stream. so-
Exactly. So, yeah. Oh, there we go.
So
someone put
anyways,
the someone
in
put the link in.
context, 21 days ago, Dark Summers Wind donated $10.
Yep.
$21.
$21.
That would have been ironic
21
as hell.
I
And
know.
said for
Donated
this is for
21
making
days.
2018 not suck so much, and thank you very much. 2018 was a trial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for making a community that actually has a conversation amongst each other. That is what we're going for, dude.
Yeah.
That is the main goal here.
Yes.
The
It's not-
community is largely part of why we did this in the first place.
Yep.
And the community is what started us off in the first place.
Yep.
I said first place several times. I apologize.
So many
First
firsts.
place.
So many
place,
firsts.
First place.
First place. First place.
First
First
New
place.
phone.
I got enough food.
I tried to do it before Sam did.
So
Oh my god, this scratches the hell out of the stickers.
All right.
we don't.
Bastard.
We didn't think that this would go this far, honestly, and I think we've been kind of riding the wave of I can't believe they're still watching us at this point.
And actually, there are a lot of streamers who are still riding that wave, and it's one of those. We
I-
are very thankful for it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And as long as you guys want us to do it, we'll continue to do it.
Hell yeah.
So this
Is
is
that
yet.
where the neck goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so
Yeah, show
Just
us what
show
you've been
Mike.
working
so
on.
here's
Mike.
what I've been doing for the past little while. We're near the end of my little project.
Here, use that camera. It's closer to you. You can.
Ba, ba, ba.
But that's
It's
the
so
one that's
smaller,
actually
though.
bigger.
Okay.
So, Devin, if you can help me out.
Yep.
I've been slowly adding stickers to the exterior of King Brachion, also known as Titanus, for when I figure out where the fuck these silver stickers go. I will be done.
Yeah, and so the white compartment up front where the neck goes actually folds down.
No, not that one.
The
No,
part below
That's
it.
that's his head.
Oh, I don't want to break
There?
this. Go.
Here, I'll put that 6 too. Come on.
Oh,
Just
okay.
folds
Yeah,
in.
it just folds in and out, and like that.
And then
this
there are wheels
pops
that
up.
actually pop in and out of that section.
Oh,
And You can
nice.
show that part now, just
Yeah.
in context.
Yeah.
Context.
Now that Mike's actually done it, there are the wheels.
I know. It's great. We need it.
Direction.
Yeah.
I am the director.
Because the idea is, when all's said and done, this is going to move.
The wheels pop down and it can push itself forward like a creepy, creepy little ant.
The world's largest, creepiest ant.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
So another project that I'm finishing out. I have 3 going on right now, but that's mainly because
That's
paint,
normal.
he's
That's
Devin.
normal. That's normal
Yeah.
for Devin. Yes.
and also paint needs to
You
dry.
know, Devin, 14 calendars and 7 games and 15 projects.
And
I
a
think if you
partridge in
only
a
had one-
motherfucking pear tree.
Yep.
I think if he only had one thing, he'd go mental.
Yes.
He's like, I need something to do with my hat.
Ah!
Oh, yes, that brief summer in
Projects.
2015 when he was between projects and just came back to do
All
D20
my
Live.
projects currently working on.
It's like, we love Devin, but he's got so many things to do.
One day we're going to take Devin up to a cottage and just let him sit and see what happens.
He
We'll
might
stream it.
explode.
Well, film it. Devin's like, I have nothing to do.
I
What
have
is
nothing to do.
this?
I have nothing to do. What am I doing?
You're chilling.
Give me something. Give me
You're chilling.
Okay. All right.
Give me a deck of cards.
Give me a
or
deck of
something.
cards.
Love of
Son of a
God.
bitch!
I'm pretty sure if I took him up to my cottage and then left him alone with my dad's board games, he would read all of them and know how to play every single one of
I
them
believe
by
that's
yes.
memory.
Speaking of board games, this is a project that I'm working on because my fiance and I love Mansions of Madness. I don't
It's
know
a
if any of you
great
guys
game.
have played it. It's a what I was about to say.
He was
Fucking
about
great.
to
You
swear.
can say a
I can
fucking
say it, I don't know
great
why.
game.
Yeah, it's a fucking great game.
It's a
Um,
great game.
He was
And,
about
uh,
to swear, guys.
Oh shit, son. Yeah. So it's but I
Bad at it.
Ruined it.
Why are you patting my head?
We should be patting
because
you.
you
That's
need more padding than I do. Sam, get to padding. There we go.
This is slowing me down.
And a game that that I love so much is never enough with just pieces of cardboard. So I'm taking said pieces of cardboard and turning them into 3-dimensional pieces.
of cardboard.
Well,
Where the hell?
So
Yeah.
what is that?
So
light
this is-
spot in there? Tell us
so
what that is.
basically, all right. So we have the foam. You have it's made out of XPS foam, popsicle sticks, which is the floorboards.
Those are good looking floorboards.
Thank you. And that's just
And popsicle
yeah.
sticks.
Yeah. So
Those are good looking popsicle sticks.
popsicle sticks that were used for the floorboards. XPS just to actually keep it solid.
Oh, you
And this is
dirty
craft foam again
prostitute.
for the walls. And
What?
then
I
that
know where the
is
stickers go.
so
Fuck
this
that.
little light. Why that's a lighter spot is in the board game piece. You actually have a 1920s light in
Like
the middle
a-
of the hallway, like
an
a hall
Edison
light,
bulb type of
an
thing?
Edison bulb light.
Okay.
That's right. Let's see if I can get it close to the camera. You can sort of see it poking out there. Whoop, nope. I'll get better at this
Oh
one day.
god.
That there.
Everything's ruined.
That's a little light. That is made of like craft store jewels, like a
Like a
a
rhinestone?
beading set, a bead set.
Okay.
So I picked up a beading set, hot glue, super glued it to a paper clip, and drove the paper clip into the wall, and then basically tried my sorriest attempt to do object source lighting. So it's bright in the center and then gets darker as it goes down the hallways.
I mean, once you describe it, it's obvious what it is.
Yeah. So that's
Such
what
a tart.
So
that is what that is.
Devin, if you have any buttons or anything, just call me. I have so many buttons.
I might
Oh,
need
you still have
buttons.
doll parts in that house?
I have doll parts, yeah, it's creepy. But I'm talking about craft stuff because of the fact that my grandmother used to collect buttons for her stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and
Who's got the
half of them
buttons?
don't look like buttons. They just look like things that you like. They look like little jewel things, but
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like
okay.
about that. They're like about this big, right?
So they're fairly big for that.
Yeah, they're
like,
fairly big for
something
that. But if you ever need something like that, then just call me. I've
Good,
got
okay.
like
That's
so
good to know.
many of them.
Not sure to like if I think of something that I'll need that for, then I will call you
Yeah,
for
there's
that.
also like
Yeah.
cufflink looking things, but they're not cufflinks.
Okay.
Actually, fun
That's
fact.
weird.
Sam, can you pass me a backpack?
Somehow I feel like this fact isn't
I
gonna be as fun.
Printed off something.
Fun fact, not a fun fact.
Not a fun fact.
I printed off something at work to help highlight the difference between 5th and 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he needed to.
Because
He needed a way. He needed a way to actually word his point.
Okay.
Well, it was a very interesting visual.
had a free
Oh,
afternoon.
that's right on my genitals. Okay.
You said get your backpack and you weren't paying attention.
Your backpack's here.
It's okay. You got 2 nuts. You'll be fine.
That's what you were given to.
Only crush
Backups.
one. You can still make it.
This is all I needed.
Oh.
You didn't say that.
Well, you know what?
Squall, I know you've long gone by now, but hope you have fun with D&D tonight.
So,
Yeah.
this is the map for the first level of the Underdark
Oh, neat.
in 5th edition.
Okay.
For comparison, okay? We also-
Under mountain.
Under Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay? We can all see that.
Oh my
That's about the
goodness.
size of that.
Give me.
Cool. This, help me out, Dev.
That's
Yeah.
the.
No, we're not done. I need Jordan,
No,
help me
no,
out.
no.
Okay, what am I? What?
Hold this and
What?
that, like that.
It's because he's now showing
Oh.
what the 3rd edition.
No, this is second.
Oh, second. Yeah.
Fuck
Other way around.
me.
Yeah.
Sam, can you hold those?
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not done.
For attention spans. Sure.
I actually ran a 24-hour session in this dungeon many years
This is the mountain. This is the first
put the
level of
sheets
the
together.
Underdark
Put
for
them together.
second edition.
Put them together. They're all one map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one map.
Yeah.
And that if you need to understand where D&D has come, where it's gone. Now, the interesting thing is, apart from the visual
Where it come from,
spectacle,
Cotton Eye
God,
Joe?
hard pass.
was there was empty rooms in the first level, in the second ed one, right?
Many,
And the idea is that you would fill in with like random encounter tables or whatever you wanted, right? So you can make it your own. This is completely plotted.
So is that better or worse?
Well, here's the thing. That's the discussion I wanted to provoke.
Well,
Which would you prefer?
If as a game master new to the game, and
Yeah.
again, I think that's where a lot of our points come to. You are not as much of a fan. You said this before that D&D 5e is directed towards new players,
do you
and
find-
that is what and that's
No, I think
dungeon-
it's I think it's good the way it is because
Yeah.
let's be honest, it's the edition D&D's been trying to make since they made third, for God's sakes. Because I do believe third edition was an attempt to make a more user friendly system. No offense to Sam and or Second Ed Love.
But yeah, I think
It is
that
mean.
dungeon
It is.
being fully plotted out, if I was a new dungeon master, would be fantastic because I would know what to do and I would feel confident running it because I had something to entertain my players. But going into that dungeon now, I would change most of it.
Oh yeah,
So it's
that
just-
like
Well,
as an old
Then there's
old
nothing
hat.
saying that you can't take that new one and just rip
Yeah.
all of it out.
Exactly.
and pop it in there in the big one.
Yeah.
Like, because here's the thing, and I don't know if it's just me liking bigger things, but just the thought of going through something that huge
Yeah.
Yeah.
is just I want to do it. That's all I'm going to do. That's all the D&D I'm going to play that month.
Yeah.
But in
At least
in that 24-hour session, we only got to level 3.
Tommy!
Hello, Dunbury.
Thornberry.
But yeah,
Tom
I
Berry?
found that to be an interesting contrast as to how the game has developed since then.
Hmm.
Because really, Undermountain is in all mega dungeons inherently are based off of the first dungeon of them all, Greyhawk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that aesthetic. And I haven't really seen the mega dungeon format change that much,
Not really, no.
which is what I'm trying to do, but still.
What?
No.
Okay.
Apparently we have to give you knitting, Devin.
Knitting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? He doesn't have enough
Just
time?
say it has something to do with his hands. And we pull all this shit away from him.
Ironically
Something that
enough,
doesn't have a
I
deadline.
am the knitting one.
Or he finally finishes it.
They are
Yep.
called. Hang on. I know about D&D things with Spoonie videos, and then Spoonie I learned about D20 Live, in which I learned about Made, and then the floodgates opened. We are the floodgates.
You hear that? We're floodgates.
So Devin is the resident Kender.
Says who?
That's an insult to Devin. I know what Kender are now.
There you
I
go.
don't.
It's like halflings, but more annoying.
Oh.
And very
Those
like
exist?
Kender are marked by two things. They're extremely inquisitive, which is why they're always thieves, because they're basically saying if you can't actually hold on to something, I'm doing you a favor by showing you can't hold on to it. So you're welcome. And they'll get into every little nook and cranny as accordingly. But also, and more, I think what he's getting at is that they jump from one thing to the next. They have the attention span
Oh,
of
nice.
the
So
worst
close.
kind of tiny dog, in a room full of toys.
It sounds
My
insufferable.
tiny dog.
Sorry?
So my tiny dog.
Sally,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
It
and,
sounded
and
insufferable.
actually, whenever Dragonlance
kinda
was a
are.
big thing, any group there where there was a Kender, it usually was the cause of and solution to all of
Someone's
their
message.
problems.
Wondrous.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it was
Wondrous.
Kender were very
Hated.
what's the term? No, they're not disparate.
I've
like,
read a bunch of stuff about them now that I think about it, and they were like highly frowned upon by
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Like, if you were a good role player, a Kender was just like, yeah, I got it done. See, what do you mean you got it done? I got it done. Well, why do we... Shh, you don't want to know.
Stop asking.
The point is, I'm going to have a nap, and I feel great about everything I did today. That's a good Kender player. The bad Kender player steals all your stuff and says he did it.
there you go. Tasselhoff Burfoot rules.
Where the hell
I
were
see.
you?
Honestly, he is the epitome of a Kender character because
Oh, no,
he's
where'd that
actually
go?
very useful and a good person and doesn't intentionally hurt his friends. It's all by accident, but well-meaning accident.
Is this the one from...
The one from the actual novels. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, so that Tasselhoff was
I honestly
for reason
thought I
a
heard
beloved character.
Hasselhoff.
Well, I'm sure that's what it was loosely based on.
No, that's not working.
What do you mean Hasselhoff?
Nah.
It means he's got more chest hair than he knows what to do with.
All right, that is not working.
He's gonna swim to save you. And
So, Mike, did you have any other
Oh,
topics that
bikini
you
boat.
had in mind?
This was the big one, honestly, because I did the 5th Ed tutorial video, and I have slagged on the Discord 5th Ed a fair amount.
I mean, a little bit.
Well, enough. And I thought, well, let's finally bring it home.
Enough to get your point across, but not really to a shit
not
on
excessively. I thought, let's bring it home with a tutorial, which apparently a lot of people kind of got the wrong idea with what I was trying to do with that. Was like, because I had brought up 5th Ed in the context I had so often, I thought, well, let's have a comical payout to it.
A comical payout to it, yeah.
Which didn't quite, I feel, come across in the video.
Well, I mean,
Well, maybe it was just the fact that they
Some
weren't
people were
expecting like a comedic payoff.
Yeah. Some people were just like, "Oh, there goes Mike yelling," and they did the old man yells at Cloud thing, which was exactly the reaction I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted. But some people thought I was a lot more.
The problem was that in order to try and introduce new players, it's not what people are expecting.
Yeah, it really wasn't. So.
Yep. So this,
Which way are you going?
I'd be more of a Raceland. I love Raceland. He was always my favorite character.
I have to read the freaking Dragonlance novels. Why am
I don't think
Aren't there like 90 of them?
No, there are no. That's Forgotten Realms. But it's if you need
With
Dragonlance,
Mario
you can just
Fuck that guy so
you can
hard.
just read the original trilogy, and
He
that's
killed
what
Chewbacca.
most people
Son of a bitch.
wanted, and
See,
that's
you
what
guys-
most people loved about it.
Yeah, you guys can be as mad as Ari Salvatore as you want. You weren't in a Q&A session with him in Toronto.
You were?
I was.
When?
Oh, years ago when I dated my
Many
ex, and she
moons.
was
Many
the
moons
Realms
ago.
fan.
Many moons ago.
And I had to be in lineup for that, and that's how I love. I am in a room full of people I completely disagree with.
Oh, there you go.
I have some of his stuff. I tried jumping in and I tried reading his material, and I found it to be basically the same every book.
in a lot of cases it
This
is.
character's misunderstood. I'm not sure if you guys knew that.
By the way, he's misunderstood still.
I literally
Has
had.
he been around for like 500 years? I think we
He's
kind
not
of
been
get it.
understood for 500 years.
Who, Elemonster?
No,
Driz.
Driz.
Oh. Fuck that
I
guy.
literally have, unfortunately, 3 compilation books of the Legend of. Like, it's just the entirety of
Zelda?
Drizzt, and it's just
If only.
each
Like
book.
his origin story, basically.
It's all the books, and I'm
I
just,
think I got them too.
like it's not all of them because I only have 3 of them, and I think each book that I have is actually 4
Okay,
of
I think
the
we're
books,
good.
and I'm trying to
Yes,
get rid of
yeah,
them now
that-
because they're hardcover and they're really in
fancy.
good condition, but 2, I dislike them so much that I'm like, why did I ever buy these?
Because
was-
you were in love.
When I first started in fantasy, I loved him. He was where I entered the fantasy genre with.
Just, yeah, that's the thing. A
Then
lot
I
of people
found-
just don't know better.
Yeah, and then I found Dragonlance, didn't turn back. I stopped reading Forgotten Realms, and then I went on to other things. But he was my entry point, so I thank him for that. He was a lot of people's entry point. But I mean,
Much like Twilight, he doesn't age well.
I can't remember what it was. One of his, it was another Driz book, either the latest trilogy or the trilogy before the latest trilogy.
Or the trilogy before that
I
trilogy.
don't know, but it was a more recent one. And the first book was, what was it? Or first sentence, like, the half-orc barbarian sat in his master-crafted magical half-plate. I'm like, so you just pulled shit out of the core rulebook and put it in no, describe the armor. Please, no, you've moved on. Okay. All right. So I'm like, oh God, it's like it smacked of laziness and just one of those, hey, guys who like the RPG, you will love this book because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And maybe that's what he was going for, but it didn't evoke anything for me.
I was originally really into Elminster because, fabulously overpowered wizard. I'm
Yes.
down for that.
Yep.
And then I started reading the books, like more other books that he was in.
Yes.
Older ones, newer ones, stuff like that. Because I'm like, I want to know more about how to be a badass giant wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought it would be like a good tutorial sort of thing.
Yeah,
And
yes.
it turns out a lot of his books are just him fucking his way through Faerun
Yeah.
for magic or whatever.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm not down.
Because he apparently slept with
elfin maid.
To be fair-
and again and again and again.
Yeah.
To be fair, Faerun
And then he
has a
changes-
lot of open policies about sex. They just
This is why
shit,
I
I'm
will be
done.
happy to purge it. But
Oh shit, I'm done. He's done.
Oh my god.
He's done. I'm
His
done.
head's so small.
Would you not shame him?
I'm just saying compared to his feet.
That's Titanus. That's done. Holy shit.
No, do you think it's like that because in the TV show it was always worm's eye view?
I think I'm
Like the camera was like right here, so you're
Yeah.
always looking up, so the feet
Oh,
were
so it's a
massive and the head was so...
Michelangelo's David sort of deal?
Yeah, exactly. Like here's Tyrannus.
Titanus.
Sorry, just all you saw were really the feet
done.
that were going in and out of frame.
Yeah, honey, watch out for the camera
Sorry.
cables.
Yeah.
watch out for them cables, son.
I'm done. What the hell am I gonna build next? I'm building this fucking thing for 6 months.
Your brand.
Yeah. Wait, I know what I'm building next month. A gun.
There you go.
That one?
Let's be more specific.
A remake of the Trigun pistol.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Hang on, guys. I'm gonna try and see this move and hope it doesn't
Not
take
a
out.
real gun. It's a prop.
I'm making a gun. It's like, well, shit.
Whoa.
Whoops.
We have to rebrand some of these videos then.
The flavor of this channel has drastically changed.
So how?
But is it magic? Pretty much is. Where is the cat?
Yeah, it got. I don't know, man. I found his storyline just got real distasteful after a while. It's like
Elminster.
because I'm cool with him like getting busy with elves. Because why wouldn't you want to?
That's the fastest way to make half elves.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
They're one of the
Jeez.
best character races. Anyways,
Except nobody likes them, and why would
I
you?
like them.
except he would then like. There's one book I had where he entered the mind of a woman because he lost his body but existed as a spirit, and then he convinced her to screw this dude, and it was a bizarre scenario, and it was
That
just
sounds...
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try and turn this on and make it move and see how this works out.
Tom Berry's like, I'm building a gun.
broken.
Sam, come with me if you aren't prepared for a life on the run with Mike.
Okay, how did I fuck this up already?
Love it.
Broken.
It is not broken.
You killed
I
him!
did not kill him.
Do not, Mark. Do not. Don't scar Mike like that. He's worked on this for so
The
long.
wheel's not moving.
Yeah, no. No shit, Jordan.
For other people who may be watching at home,
Got it.
Mike broke it. Now he fixed it.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Climb over your enemies. Damn it.
The wheels on this bus do not go round and round.
Okay, so
The
you
wheels on this bus go click, 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 boom.
Okay. Oh, that's why.
Oh no!
His paws are too low.
His paws are too low.
There you go.
Boom!
He doesn't handle hills well. But he does the best he
That
can.
was a millimeter incline. He doesn't handle hills well, guys. We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
I was lying.
Aww.
Ouch. Were you lying or placating?
Placating.
Okay. That's awesome. Good job, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That actually looks really cool. I'll probably do
I, however, was just given
Oh,
a
that looks so
lusty
good.
slap in the ass.
which
I was just experimenting with different color combinations and like, oh, that actually looks
Renegade perverse.
That looks like wood a lot.
like, yeah. So I'm like, oh my god, this will actually work.
He's
Okay.
short and fat. He looks like a little easy bake oven with a head.
Now combine them.
I will. I got a whole hour to do it.
We're
Take
like,
your time. Then.
oh god, no! There's an hour left.
Yeah, the rest of the hour. Mike plays with his Transformers.
Oh, can I do that?
No.
It's not a wasted hour.
So what's that thing that just fell off?
That's the front plate that's going to go on the Megazord.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay, so I need to remember that
decent
combination.
combine.
What did I just do?
Nobody knows, Devin.
Devin's like, oh,
You haven't
no.
been telling us anything of you. What
Anyway,
you've been doing.
yes, I have. Right up until this.
Until the part you started, yeah.
No, up until the party started this.
Until he started doing crafting.
What?
Okay,
No,
that's gotta come
lies.
Lies and slander.
And I told people what this was, but what I'm
We do. But we
doing
don't
right
know
now
what
is
you did.
I wanted to make it. All the popsicle sticks were just a single undercoat of brown, so I basically wanted to make it look more like wood, make it look lighter, so the slats looked like they were individual.
Okay.
I painted a very, very light tan, and then used smoky ink on it, which is a dark brown ink.
Okay,
Eh?
here's a good comment
That the
for
smoke
our
eyes
undermounted
technique.
conversation.
And then, so
the
it turns
problem
into...
with undermounted is that it's mostly
That.
dungeon crawl, and that's not in style anymore.
That is true.
Clearing undermounted is a competitive style, but it doesn't allow much for character moments.
Wood.
That is definitely, I think, a very valid point.
Yeah, it is done. It is dungeon crawl. Yeah,
I think it throws D&D back to its wargaming roots, which is just not where it's at anymore.
Yeah, and that's why there's such a backlash for Wizards doing the whole competitive live stream. Like it's interesting.
not even Wizards who's doing it. It's some third party guys.
Oh, okay.
Wizards wants to do it. They're
Right.
like, yeah, this is a smart way to go because we have all these tools we never had access to.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it was Hasbro saying it. Wizards is like, no, don't do it now.
Because but like D&D, while it has been largely marketed as being a role play thing for a very long time, the role play was a secondary addition to the series all itself.
Yeah.
Because D&D as a whole was.
Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna come in the way.
Yep. No
You
worries.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, well.
It was created as a wargaming
Thing.
simulator.
Yeah.
Almost. It wasn't even a game. It was a simulator.
Yep. Chainmail was the original.
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to call it, to be honest. But whatever.
Yep.
Whatever goats their float.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, you
That lovely
commented
taste
on
of
your,
goat.
on your quality of wood, Devin.
Right. Exactly. I have very good wood. So now.
What?
Come on. I had to use that.
That's a T-shirt. I
So-
have very good wood.
I have very good wood.
Hyphen Devin.
I
Hyphen
have the
Devin.
best wood.
I have literally the best wood.
Well, we're like, are we sure that's not a Nauticus quote?
Yep, very sure. We have a clip.
We have a
Nope,
clip
this
of
is,
it.
This
It's
is turning
just-
into another
no,
thing
it's
that
just-
we.
it's
are
Mike
never
builds an
gonna talk
EDH
about.
deck in March. Oh, if you guys
It's
want
just-
me to.
Devin
No.
says, like, I have very good wood. It's just
the best
confirmed by
wood.
Vanessa.
We could get it. We could get his fiance on the phone and get that confirmed right now.
But
Let's-
that's in bad taste.
That's bad
not
taste. Let's not.
ever.
You're gonna go home and just like, so what was it about, honey? My wood. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds par for an event at Mike's.
Anyways,
But I would
At
say
least it
now
wasn't
I'm.
a 4-hour conversation about the ecological, psychological, and socio-economical ramifications of the Hulk masturbating in public.
We don't get invited to parties anymore.
Not parties
don't.
by that lady.
How you doing, Sam?
You know?
Who was doing that? Wait a
Us.
minute.
Me and
it's
Jordan.
how
and
it's
Dave.
how
Oh.
Mike and I met.
Oh, there you go.
You
You
know.
were there, dude. No, you weren't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Not for that. I don't remember that.
No, you would remember that. That's for damn sure.
Yep. So I just finished dry brushing, and again, as you can see, I'm bouncing between projects while paint dries. But I'm back to the table, dry brushed, probably the last highlight on the table, and I'm gonna.
I think you could stand to
Think it again.
whatever you did to the wood grain on the floor there. I think you could probably do to that
Yep,
table.
which is what I'm gonna try and do. So dry brushed the same tan color onto the top of the table, and now I'm just gonna do this the
'Cause
smoky
I don't know
ink
what you did because I thought you'd screwed it up. To be honest with you,
with the
when you did the
high-
light color.
Yeah, the light
like,
color. Yep.
I was like, well, so you just Bob Ross this,
Happy
Because-
little accidents.
where it's like
Thank
it looks
you. I
fine.
appreciate that.
It looks fine, and then you do something. I'm like, well, you fucked
You
it.
fucked it. Oh
And then
wait.
you're like, and blah, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
and it
Oh,
looks
shit.
better than it did before.
Yeah.
Happy
like-
little accidents.
Happy little
No,
accidents.
like Bob Ross is stressful for.
He is. It's just one of those. Why are you doing like a dash this way and a dash that way, and a dash this way?
you
Like,
fucked it up.
and then he dry brushes. Like, oh, that's a mountain. Fuck, that's a good looking mountain.
Yeah,
But, like-
the problem is that I know exactly what he's doing, and I get mad because I can't replicate it.
Mm.
Because
Does
it looks
effortlessly.
Because it looks like it's effortless, and I'm like, fuck you, Bob Ross. I know exactly what you're doing.
That's going on a T-shirt.
Fuck you, Bob Ross. Sam.
Holy moly. Yeah, that's great.
I love him, but oh god damn it, does he make it look too easy?
That's the Dragon Sword. Chest plate in there. Now I've got to convert all of this
To another thing.
into parts.
What's the judgment set? Facepalm. I'm in the middle of playing Odyssey right now, and admittedly, I'm only I'm level 18 right now. If
What's
that's
this?
well above Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, you poor man.
If that's well above, no, it's fantastic.
Sure it is.
Yes, it is. It is.
Oh, by the way, Devin, I had to explain the canon of God of War to Sam earlier today.
God of
You see,
War?
that's a
mean
that's
Dad
a
of
series
Son?
that I'm like, oh, whatever.
Dad of Son.
Dad of Son, boy.
I love how however, its most critically praised installment is now on a console you don't own.
Yeah, it's
Despite the fact that you were the biggest pundit for it back when it was still in the.
I play God of War.
I know.
I have a PS4.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Hi, Mary, come over to my house. I have all the art supplies.
Boy.
Do you have phthalo blue?
Yeah.
Oh,
Titanium
dad of
white.
son.
Yeah.
Oh, dad of son.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you have to say it like titanium white.
Yeah, I know.
White.
That's how he says it. There's look at a little phthalo blue, a little titanium white.
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 All right, here we go. Here we go.
Happy little
Okay, it's working.
I'm just gonna paint this canvas with a squirrel.
Happy little squirrel.
Happy
That
this
would
way.
beat the devil out of it. Just my mom watched the episode. He's like, he just put paint thinner all over the room.
He's standing there clouded.
It's just everywhere.
I
He had
miss
a
having
fucking
an art
method, didn't he?
studio.
I love Bob Ross. He's so funny.
I miss having an art studio where there's concrete floors. And then that way, it doesn't matter if you get paint on the floor. I have carpet everywhere now and hardwood floors, and I'm like, damn it.
I think at some
When you
point
and Mike,
later
when you and
on-
Mike buy a house, you will have an art studio.
Thanks, Devin. Put me up on the wall like that.
Yep.
It's not going to be an art
Devin
studio.
said I would have an art studio,
It's
Mike.
going to be a recording studio, let's be honest.
That is it is entirely what both of you want it to be. You think my craft space is entirely my craft space? No, it's my crafting space plus cosplay space because she insists that it also be cosplay
It's a
space.
living
It's like
room.
fantastic.
It's a living room.
I don't think you beat the
We live in an apartment. We have limited space.
Connor, you have no idea how rough I am
It's
with
a
my
living
brushes.
room.
I'm
It's a living-
actually like the
It
worst.
is. It is a den.
The thing is that like the problem with the problem with the things that Bob Ross uses is that he uses the I can't remember what they're called, paint scrapers or whatever.
Yeah.
The
knives.
spatulas, the
Spatula
knives,
things.
yeah.
The
those
knives
things.
things,
I
yes.
can't use
Palette
them for
knives.
some reason. I don't know how to.
Let's
I'm
just ask
so
Bob Ross.
bad
He
at
goes,
them.
he goes into real thorough detail.
He does, and I'm like, I'm so bad at using palette knives. It's the palette knives, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Dave. But
Oh.
like, I'm so bad at using palette knives. It's not even funny. I'm like, God.
It's a little.
And
funny.
that's such a Bob Ross joke. I don't think you beat the devil out of your brushes enough.
I know.
He's like, boom, 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 boom,
To be
boom.
fair, I think in later seasons they made him fucking stop doing that.
Because they're just
Because
so.
they made it. Because later on, you'll notice he puts it into a plastic bag and then does it. I think he got rough shit for it because he sprayed shit all over the studio
All over the
way
studio.
too many times.
That's amazing.
Just
Just.
that's the Ultra Sword.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's so unwieldy.
Yeah, it
And
is.
there.
I am not
Table
lifting that up to
is
the camera. I'm just taking a photo.
finished.
Yeah, take a photo and post it to Discord.
I will.
By the way, whoever's not on our Discord, fix it.
By the way, totally, we should. This is the last chance you can actually take our survey.
To join the Discord, in or out,
Now.
You should totally do our survey as well because we're ending it right after the stream,
figure it out.
and then we're gonna show Devin and these guys the rest of everything that we did.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
Table
all the-
needs drawing. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Table needs drawing. Switch.
basically,
Um,
what's
Can
gonna
I
happen
put
is
this in here?
after this stream, we're gonna show you guys
yeah.
exactly what's happening, and then
yeah.
Jordan's gonna go, "Hey, everybody wants me to play in more games," and that's gonna be the only thing he's gonna remember.
From it, yeah.
That's the only thing I do remember. Spoilers.
Yes. Yes, I'm hopping back and forth
popular.
between. Where is it? I know you guys
Shut
didn't
up,
see
Devin.
it.
I'm more popular than you.
You are. You
I don't know. I don't know why.
I have no doubt that you're more popular than me. You're hilarious.
He's hot shit.
Let's say.
It's
So I'm
really
working
hard to
on-
insult you when you're being nice to me. Stop it.
Jordan, you're
Rishi
a valuable member
says
of
the
the
exact
team,
same
we
thing.
Appreciate you.
Um,
Oh wow, this fucked with them. Let's do it.
no, no more, no.
The years of our friendship have given me a solid foundation and confidence that I never knew I could have, and thank you for that.
Oh,
Jordan,
I'm Jordan.
Jordan, you were there for me when no one else was. Quite legitimately, I was unpacking from coming back to the U.S., and you were the only one there. I'm sorry for my uncle insulting your English heritage,
That's funny.
but you are still loved very much. All right, people, give it to him. All your love. Make him squint mightily.
This is uncomfortable.
Look at you, this is a brother I never had.
I'm
Oh,
Everybody
Tonbury,
likes-
traitor!
every-
Get him out! Get him out!
Room
But
is just
I also voted
a
for
little
your
bit
asses in the
darker
poll
when
on
I
Club Bravo's
leave.
thing, which you guys should also go do.
I'll
Yes,
still go
Yeah.
vote for Dr.
Now
Terrell.
you
No,
don't
no,
know.
Terrorot's already there. So many people are freaking telling everybody to vote for him to be the keynote speaker for the 10-year anniversary.
He shouldn't be.
Stop.
Sorry.
Why?
Let me phrase that. The keynote speaker for Bravo should be someone who's drawing in people who aren't already fans.
All the fans that go there are already Dr.
Terawatt
Terrorot's
fans.
fans.
It does. So that's why I shouldn't be either. Well, because I already done it.
Right,
but,
because
you know,
Mike was keynote speaker because there was nobody
else to do it.
and Mike was like,
But you were amazing at it.
yes.
Thank you.
But it's just all the fans are already there, and he's not a bigger draw
Yeah.
for other people.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
All right, because
You
people
okay?
are asking.
Yeah, that's a weird.
This is
conversation.
the very first craft stream that I was on. Castle Ravenloft tiles, like the modeled horrible rug that's down the center. That I'm starting to get them slate gray, but there's the rug that's down the center. I'm also
not
working
Hold for a
on.
little longer. So
It's not that he doesn't deserve
Yep.
that kind of a
It's
position.
not that we don't love Connell. It's just the fact that he's not going to be a draw for other people who want to come in, and that's
Yeah.
the thing that Bravo needs right now. It's to draw other new people.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, and that's what that position should be for.
and this is
Okay.
a ruined building.
So, okay, let's go to the different direction then. Who would you recommend that to be?
Linkara would be a good keynote speaker.
Linkara would be a good keynote
Yes, he
speaker,
would be. Yeah.
Or because Linkara has been there for a long time, and he brings in new people.
Mansions of Madness.
Damn. Oh, he'll be back.
He's like one of the major draws for
Yeah,
that
table.
convention.
He really is.
That's everything I'm doing
look,
today.
There are two people that everybody
Ignoring
goes
Devin
into.
thoroughly.
There
Oh,
are
you
two
guys
people
are.
that
They're
everybody
not.
goes
Someone
into
asked.
to see
Yeah.
at Con Bravo. It's
It's a big
Dr. Terawatt and Mike. Those are the two people that everybody comes in for.
Well, our events.
Yeah, because they have the biggest events.
Oh, and
Always.
throne controllers.
Yes, and throne controllers, because those are the biggest events that happen at that thing. Because every time they have a big room, they always fill that room.
Yeah.
Every time, Terawatt will fill that room, but the problem is that Terawatt will always fill that room with the same people.
Oh, here we go. This one's for you. I feel like I'm handing out like Christmas presents to people.
Whatever.
Mazel tov. Mike, would you mind explaining the God of War thing to the chat? I still have no idea what the hell God of War is other than the broad strokes.
Devin?
Dude, it's been so long since I played it. It's like
all I can remember
God of War
that
is
it's about
it's
some muscle-bound idiot causing the apocalypse over a sense of revenge.
yeah, it's yeah.
That's pretty much it.
It's
Oh,
a, yeah.
yeah,
It's,
it's
he's
on
a,
the nose.
if I remember correctly, he was a Spartan warrior who great Spartan warrior.
We used to
Ares
have
know.
arguments about that
I know.
franchise.
We did. It's been too long. It's like I can't remember half of what I read from Dragonlance, even though I still love
Did
it.
he lose his family Hercules style?
No, he lost his family because Ares tricked him into a bloodlust that caused him to kill his family.
Yeah, Hercules.
Yeah. Yes, actually, sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's
Jingling my tail.
Xavier Woods.
so
Xavier
the God
would
of
be a
War
great keynote.
series went from being a one-off game, and that's all it was initially spawned to be,
to a trilogy.
into a trilogy where instead of killing just Ares and becoming the new God of War, his vengeance went beyond that because they started tying in that it wasn't just Ares who planned to kill his family and become this big warrior. It was Zeus and the entire pantheon were sort of at odds about
And
it,
a lot of the times they knew about it and they didn't stop.
and they didn't
him.
stop it. So he
And then
basically
he
is
goes
just
on his revenge spree, and then
Yeah.
people started trying to stop him.
yes,
And he's like, "Get the hell out
get
of my
the hell
way!"
out of my way.
And a lot of the times he would tell them, like, "Listen, I don't want to fight you. Get out of the way."
Yep.
And they'd be like, "I literally can't get out of the way. I have to stop you."
I have to stop
And
you.
he's like, "Well, I'm sorry it's come to this. Murder.
Murder. Yeah, it's it, and I'm
You're obligated to rip him. Tonberry!
We don't make people wear costumes over here at D20 Live. They just choose to do this of their own volition.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
So, Devin, continue.
Yes.
Yeah, so but there was that, and the end of the trilogy basically went to the point where the Titans, who also end up betraying him eventually,
Everyone
because
betrays
that's
Kratos.
the other theme.
That works
That's
out
the other theme
so
of God
well
of War.
for everyone.
Just because
betrayal.
he's too much. Like, he's
Yeah.
too scary.
He's a tool, and that's really what a lot of the story was about. Is that
But
he's
he's
just
too
a tool
powerful.
for things that are larger than him.
Yeah.
and
This never works out.
And
it
it
just
just the
never
point
works
where
out,
he
yeah.
became one of them. They're like, this guy is a lunatic.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to kill everybody.
everyone, and has no problem doing it anymore because he's just become an aspect of destruction. He's become the chaos that he was fighting against in the first game is the chaos that he becomes by destroying the Greek world in the third game.
This is ironic.
Yeah, so that's
funny.
and the game ends with him sort of realizing that circle and
Saying, fuck it!
yeah, and it basically is meant to move on from there. But apparently, in God of War, the PS4 game, it's still the same guy because he was still had God's powers, and he was just like, oh, I've seen some shit, which is why he has this beautiful like morose nature in the new God of War. Where it's like, boy, one day you will understand kind of thing. It's just, you're the person within reach.
Usually I'm that person. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. So it's and now in God of War, the new one, it's Norse mythology. But it's no longer, what I love about it is it's not a tale of blanket revenge and killing for shits and giggles. It's, my wife died. And instead of actually going on a murdering rampage, it's, my son's left behind. He needs to cope and move on. So let's go on a journey to bury your mother, because your mother said, I want to be thrown off the hill of like this massive mountain over here. And this isn't a spoiler, it's the premise for the entire game in the first 10 minutes of the game. And it's basically, we're going over here, you're coming with me as a father-son bonding experience to throw our, you know, like,
To throw
your mother's
Mom off the
ashes
cliff.
off the cliff. So,
Bastard.
But yeah, another good guy would be Xavier Woods.
I don't know who that is.
Colby.
He was a wrestler that came in. He was the guest of honor 2 years ago, I think.
Above Down Down is his channel.
That's his channel.
He's a pro wrestler.
Mark Meir should totally
Oh,
come
he'd be a
back.
good one.
yeah, it would be. It would be a good one.
Because Mark Meir was really he
You
had
can
a really
fucking
fun
get him
run.
back. That would be amazing.
Because he would be a really good person to bring back, and he'd be a really good person to rep the con again.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that when Mark Meir was there, it was a really great, like, it was one of the best years.
Yep.
Plus, having the voice of Manship.
Also, other things.
And other things.
And other things.
It's what he's known for.
Yep.
It's trying so hard not to be.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing to be like. It's like when William Shatner came off of Star Trek. He's like, I don't want to be known for fucking Star Trek the rest of my life.
And then
But then he realized that he affected so many lives so positively through Star Trek. He's like, I didn't realize at the time.
it's interesting to see,
He thought he was being pigeonholed, but he didn't realize that Captain Kirk was one of the best roles he ever had.
him and Hasselhoff have become famous for the same reason. Like, their one signature role. But where
Well, that's not us
Shatner
too.
is... What's sorry?
That's all of us too. Baywatch and Knight Rider.
Oh,
I thought it was
that's
the
a good
same
point.
guy.
It is.
I thought, honest to God, I'm not even being shitty. I thought that was like the same
Same character? No.
but
no.
different series.
Nope. No.
Like Mitch Buchanan got a talking car. Like, I'm not
Called
even.
himself Michael Ironside.
I'm
Then we
not
found out he had a kid. He retired back to the beach.
To be fair, I never
my
watched any
God.
of the episodes. I just swear to God. I swear to God.
That's what you
I
thought it was?
thought it was the same guy.
I mean, Michael Knight of Knight Industries didn't exist. It was
Yeah, there you
It
go.
was Mitch Buchanan. He went into witness protection.
He became Michael Knight.
He became Michael Knight because it sounded super rad in the 80s at the time.
Yeah, he's got a Max Power name now.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's his covert op name whenever he left the beach.
Oh,
he
my
was
God.
a secret agent the whole time. No man looking like that with that level of chest hair is a fucking lifeguard. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was Baywatch Nights, where
Well, they were detectives. See,
Yes.
that's a direct relation into Knight Rider.
Oh
He
my
found a
God.
secret government, black car, op, whatever. They became partners. Then Baywatch Nights turned into Knight Rider. It's the same continuity, people.
Also, Colin Mockery would be a really good guest of
Oh,
honor.
Colin Mockery. You would love having
Oh.
Colin Mockery in D20.
oh my god, my who's line.
Do you want to see something funny?
Yeah.
Whenever my heart rate goes up, my watch figures this out, and it triggers the meditation app on my watch.
Calm down.
I
sucker.
just lost my shit about Baywatch. And it's like, hey man, you should just
You should
take
just
easy
take a
breaths
breath.
for a minute.
Take a breath.
It's like, shut up, watch. Don't tell me how to.
So this watch needs to be on the next time we play Kingmaker because reasons.
Don't tell me how to have a heart attack. I'll figure that out on my own.
That's the same as the actor who played the Eighth Doctor. He told me that he spent years avoiding cons and trying to distance himself from the role. But then after talking to other sci-fi actors who had embraced their audiences, he took the dive and he's disappointed he wasted so much time ignoring it.
Yeah, same thing happened to Shatner. He was like, I fought it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I leaned into it, he realized like everyone loved him doing that role. He thought people were making fun of him for the longest time.
He did.
Well, to be fair, Saturday Night Live was.
Well, Saturday Night Live, that's what they
their
do.
job.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make fun of everybody.
So we have a question. Will there be another audience plays at Con Bravo?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, what is audience? Oh, no, of course. The thing we do on Fridays. Yes.
Honest to God, if as we do stuff based on people asking for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If people
If
ask for
We
it,
might try to get the panel moved to
requested
after
and he will come.
after the show,
Maybe.
so they can ask more
Most
show-related
likely.
questions.
Yeah.
But
Is there anything that you guys would like to see us do at Con Bravo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I'd say that's...
I'm trying to get down. I'm trying to get into Breakout.
I didn't know this.
So that the audience
my
can
Yeah,
God. I would love Breakout.
The basis
as a not as a panelist though, but as a
with a little thing
as
that
a-
goes in.
no,
So
as a
this
show
one's
as running a
connected to
game.
this one,
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's to say, hey audience, I'm here.
Yeah.
You guys want to run? You guys want to play
It's just
last year's module?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
You need, like,
So,
an
In fact,
additional
if you
one
guys want to be
connected
run through
that.
any of the modules that I've done, I'll run them at Con Bravo if people want it. So.
I'm gonna derail for a second.
Yeah.
Dave is actually finished.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
show off, show
Yeah.
off, show off.
Well,
Do we have something I can?
so apparently the bases connect together, which is super rad.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, what?
It looks like it's it looks like it's like an X-wing hangar bay kind of thing, and they're all kind
that's
of like in
cool.
dry dock or whatever.
All right, I'm gonna come up to the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure you trip over everything.
Everything.
Got it.
Pull some cords out and knock the tripod over.
Mission accomplished.
Do what Sam dreams and wakes up in a cold sweat over.
Thanks, Jordan.
All right, so I just finished. Let's see if I can get this in frame properly.
That's pretty in frame.
Yeah.
See, so
Pose
basically-
X-wing, the black one. I just finished.
I think it's cool that they're side by side. 'Cause they're of the same.
People didn't know Baywatch Night existed.
Because they're of the same. They're
People
Same
are saying
scale,
nice,
right?
Dave.
Yeah, they're gonna be very nice.
Here, if I take off these two characters, I can.
they're of
turn
the
it
same
over.
scale, right?
Yes, exact
So
same scale.
actually holding them
172.
side by side actually shows you a really interesting context
Yeah.
of what was adjusted, like
Down
per-
a little. There you go.
Whoop.
Oh.
That's
Torpedoes away.
We'll get that in a second. So the original X-wing was much longer,
Okay.
by at least like a foot and a half, if not more, right?
Yeah, it's maybe in the ass end. Yes.
So,
Here, I'll lean this forward.
The engines on Pose seem to be of a smaller, more efficient design. Well, you can
There we
clearly
go.
see that booster engine coming off the back of his.
Well,
Well, the
we all
original
thought it was a
X-wing-
trash can.
Yeah, without the original X-wing, it's very much a flat, just engine block kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
The laser, what are they, sponsons?
the blasters.
Sure. They're actually much smaller. So Poe's design, being a newer X-wing, is much more efficient overall.
Yeah.
Materials-wise, it's probably power usage as well.
But they are still rigged to shoot at the at near the overload limit. No, this is stuff I told you.
Oh no, I have no idea.
What?
So basically,
Did you
so
just make up all that?
I made up all of that. Yes.
Well, it's car design. You know, the prototypes are bigger than the
And so-
production model.
And so Poe's basically, I do remember you saying this actually, is that the blasters on his X-wing are designed to be just under the overload mark at all times.
And that's why
Oh,
they
really?
have that little half moon thing on there. That's to guard against blast back
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No
well,
way.
when
did
they
not
do
know that.
overload.
Huh.
Yeah, the X-wings are actually really intensely designed. They're more the heavy fighters.
Space superiority fighter.
Yeah, so they're actually wildly overpowered in context.
They have shields. They have 4 blasters. They have proton torpedo capability, hyperdrive capability.
And so compared to a TIE fighter, they're actually monstrously overpowered.
it's just they're
Is-
expensive.
Is that basically because they know that they don't have the numbers of the...
Yes,
of,
they went in with the we have ace fighters and we want to keep them alive,
Right. Okay.
so they can fight more battles
Yep.
and help us in the
Well,
long
'cause a
run.
lot
Because every good TIE fighter pilot got sold a pitch from the rebellion saying, "Would you like a ship that you don't need to wear a spacesuit for, sign me the fuck up.
Yes.
I don't have to wear a respirator?
Nice.
Yeah, no, and apparently because a lot of the rebellion actually ended up stealing most of those, didn't they?
Yeah.
What, they're ace pilots?
No, the X-wings.
Yeah.
They're actually largely stolen from shipyards and stuff like that.
What they did with them was it was like a side project by some company, out space tech company out there, and
There's several actually.
a sympathizer to the rebellion told them a delivery route.
Oh. Okay.
And they pretty much held them up at gunpoint, and they're like, "Fuck, they're yours."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they don't have a lot of them.
Huh.
But also it makes sense because they, as a rebellion, they would have a significant lack of manpower,
Oh, totally.
and
Yeah.
so they would want to stack basically their characters to use an RPG
Yeah.
term.
And
So it's basically it's a quality over quantity, and so that's why they're able to hold their own against that many fucking TIE fighters.
and the only thing
that makes that makes things so much more sense now.
the only thing that can really stand up to it is
TIE fighters don't have
TIE
shields.
fighters with shields, like the
Yeah.
TIE Defender.
The TIE Defender,
which
yeah,
are
yeah.
very rare. They were made during that whole time.
Yeah, and they
Isn't
are.
there the Interceptor too, which is like stupid overpowered?
The Interceptor doesn't have shields.
Oh.
It
It's
was
so fast.
engine and blasters with a seat attached.
Yeah, they crammed more engines into it. They smashed like 6 blasters or something. It's all offense, no defense. It's
between
basically
4 and 6. Yeah.
It's like a dumbfire missile someone's sitting inside of.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, a smart missile then.
Yeah.
Our guidance system is a man.
Why a man? Because man feels fear.
They'll keep it alive longer.
To be fair, most giant missiles they use in 40K are actually run by a dude strapped to the inside.
Strapped to the inside of the missile.
Because AI doesn't exist in 40K. It's all if
Machine
anything.
spirit.
There's someone's brain is in there somewhere.
Yeah, some guy died in it a long time ago, and his engrams are just welded to the inside of the
No,
machine.
they basically they transport people's brains
Oh no!
and put it in the machine.
Ew.
It's real gross because AI doesn't exist. The
Wow.
reason for this is because they did go through an AI period where they had the machine take over Apocalypse.
Oh jeez.
So 40K, hilariously, you have to look at it this way, right? Is it's set 40,000 years in the future, obviously, but it's after the Earth, nuclear war.
The nuclear war apocalypse.
It's
Yeah.
after the machines have risen up and dominated humanity. Apocalypse.
Yep.
It's after 40K
Oh,
takes
shit, I dropped
place
the torpedoes.
after every post-apocalyptic
I'm still trying to
scenario
get
has
Sci-fi
already
scenario. Yeah.
occurred.
Yep.
Like
So there's
after.
So they're scared of everything that's happened before.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no AI. That's why it's heresy.
Yes.
Because they had AI rise up and dominate humanity already. They called it the Men of Iron. It happened during the Age of Strife. They don't really go into the details.
Interesting. Okay.
But this
Sam,
is
I know
why.
you're trying to tap me for my attention, but I'm trying to get this fucking chain in. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
and
Fail.
by the way, here's that B-wing I posted pictures of on.
Do the rotation part.
Big Mike, you're making Titanus reminded me to ask, what is your favorite heavy mecha in Sentai Power Rangers? You're looking right at him.
There you go.
Rotates around. It's kind
Not-
of stiff though.
The Titanus is not my favorite mecha overall. Fuck, I'm just not gonna do the chain.
And so with the B-Wing, doesn't the cockpit stay stock still, but the entire ship
Yes.
rotates around it?
It was I think it was one of the leading design things
Chain
for.
like that.
Does anyone remember the movie Lost in Space? With,
Yes. Yeah.
Like the new
The newer
old-
one?
The
Oh,
old
boy.
new movie.
The one with
Not the one
Matt
on
LeBlanc
Netflix.
and Mimi Rogers.
Yeah, that one.
I remember.
The fighters that they had in the beginning of the first 10 minutes of the movie were largely based around the same design concept.
Really?
The cockpit stayed still, and the entire space frame rotated around them.
Huh.
Which would be easier to do in a zero-G environment.
Yeah.
And
That
it
would because
gets
you're not moving.
your angle of attack.
So
where you need it.
apparently the 40K universe sounds effed up according to.
It is.
Yep.
It absolutely
No,
is.
it's set after it's fucked up.
It's after.
after everything happened.
Imagine
After-
And they
everything
did,
got screwed.
after everything got screwed
So-
up, they then decided to go to religious fascism
no, okay,
and
so
militarize it.
so 40K set after Star Trek, after Dune, after all of this shit happens,
Oh my
now
god.
we're in 40k.
The Atreides
territory.
family becomes the emperor. That makes so much sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's fucked. And they never
What?
like the
That's the result of the Bene Gesserit genetic.
Oh my god.
Honestly, you think
That would make a lot of sense.
You make fun, but
It
there
would
is
kill
a,
the
there
Herbert
is a type
estate,
of tech magos, the biologists.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They genetically breed people.
Oh boy.
Wow.
We used to call them Bene Gesserits.
They probably like it's fucked. Yeah, no, it's like it's set so far in the future that all of these things have come and gone, and of course humanity has still lived through it.
Yes.
Like all these potential extinction events.
And Tipsler, you are absolutely flippin' right. Bandai does need to make a Star Fury kit. And right after that, the Star Fury Thunderbolt.
What are both of these things?
From Babylon 5.
Oh shit! Yes,
Those
Babylon
ones!
5.
Yes.
Yes.
And then they can also do in a different
Fucking
scale
nerds.
the atmospheric shuttle
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
and the
Yep.
the
You guys would
space
be
shuttle
fast for
they
you to
had.
3D print them. You know that, right?
I don't have a 3D printer. I can afford one right now.
He
Just
does.
Give me time. Well, he has access to
Library.
one.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Yeah.
I have to
But-
print. I have to
Look at these
Whoa.
Babylon 5 nerds.
Babylon 5 was what DS9 should have been.
I like the
Whoa! Whoa!
Controversy on D20 Live.
First time on D20 Live. Me
This
and
is not the
Devin get
first
in a
time we've
fist
had
fight.
that. Tell you what.
The
Tell you what.
Infinity
When
Gauntlet
we all
has
get
been
together,
thrown.
we have Tom, we have Tyler weighing in on this too.
Get up.
Just
my
watch
actual
all of you
opinion,
yell at
I
each
love
other.
both of them. I love both of them for different reasons, but in many ways I feel Babylon 5 was superior.
And yes,
Oh.
And Tipsler, yes, that was the 90s spider film.
First time on D20 Live, Devin puts a fucking spike in our friendship.
Oh! Spike, how
It's
about
like,
Railroad
wow.
Tie?
Yeah, just like crang.
Krang.
Grr.
Wow.
So it's the last 10 minutes. If you
Okay.
guys want to go,
Q&A period.
if you haven't done the survey, please go
Please
do
go
it
do it
now.
now.
Yep.
You
Yep, go on
have
to
10
our,
minutes left.
wherever
We
the heck it
do
is.
count everyone's opinion,
Yes.
and everyone's vote.
Yes.
Even
Every
MS.
little bit counts because
Yes.
even if we don't
Ugh.
go with
Oh god.
I got
like
you.
the,
I got
sele-
you,
the,
dude.
the popular selections this year,
Alright, bro.
there was also
Yep,
a chance
yep.
we may use them for sub-material
Oh, very much so.
or even for next year as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move this to the
All
center
right, so
of the table so you don't.
end
move.
of projects for the day. That is now finished. Whoop, there we go. The hallway with the wood and
really
the
happy
Did you go for the
Lighting.
floor looking dirty? Because it looks like
It looks grungy.
It looks like someone died on it.
Yep, looks grungy.
I
It's
was
called, it's
gonna say, yeah,
Mansions
no
of
one's
Madness
lived in
is
that
a
house
is
for
a
while.
Cthulhu setting. So yes,
Yeah,
looks
and
dirty.
actually
That looks
these.
like a place I would get into.
So there, the reason there's holes in the walls is because the game actually alternates between, because it's meant to be a flexible board, between like this hallway now has walls in it, this hallway now has doors in it. I'm actually going to be putting in earth magnets into those
Nice.
sections, so I can switch out walls and doors.
And Michael
magnetically.
walks in there and has to do a sand check.
And
'cause it's
then-
so dirty.
This is for our home Iron Kingdoms game. Iron Kingdoms is from this Privateer Press. It's a ruined building with cobblestone.
You want Victorian steampunk?
Yeah.
This is your game, Iron
Yeah.
Kingdom.
So
It looks like Revel has made a Star Fury kit.
Revel.
nice.
Yeah. All right, so
Well,
I'm gonna
get
try.
on to Amazon.
All right,
I'm gonna try.
Ready?
Do
Ready?
not help me. Just leave me alone.
What's the chain for?
It's supposed to go in his hands, but it's a pain in the ass. So I'm just not doing it.
Ultra Sword is riding Titanicus.
Titanus. If it was Titanicus, that sounds way better.
That does, yeah.
It doesn't sound like a bastardization form of just the words
Okay.
tight anus.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
And there you go.
That is.
That's why he's
The
like, it's also
Titanus
called King Brachion. I
completed.
was like, that's a much better name.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like King Brachion
Oh,
much
that
better as
burns.
well.
Yeah.
But it's
His
super
Japanese
slick.
name is Ultimate Ziren, Ultimate Daizujin, I believe.
Second edition Tipsler.
Uh,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
that
3 cheers for Mike finishing his crap project.
6 months done.
Wait, that's
Next-
not even. That was one cheer. Hip hip hooray!
Hip, hip,
Yeah.
hooray!
It's done finally!
It's finally done. Oh my god, this. Oh my god, it's so weird because it's been such a project.
All right, everyone.
All in the background.
Cheers for Glory
Yeah.
Greater, Glory,
Glory greatest.
Glory
Sam.
Greater Sam. Glory Greater Sam.
Yay!
Oh,
So where are you going to put it now?
right up on that corner and hope it never falls.
There you
Oh,
go.
let's roll that dice, okay?
Yeah, that's why not.
Jordan, you have a question.
No
have
way.
you played Kingdom Hearts? Because if you guys do a Kingdom Hearts game, I would like you to be in it as a player.
Kingdom Hearts, I have.
Did you like it?
I went into it thinking I was gonna hate it because it was Disney and it was Final Fantasy themed, and I was like, "This is gonna suck." And then I played it, and I was very incorrect.
Yeah, exactly.
Three's
Kingdom
coming
Hearts,
out.
I was very incorrect.
I liked it quite a bit. I liked the gameplay. I liked the mechanics. I liked that they made Donald Duck a black mage. That was
Right? That was amazing.
I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
All the settings were very Disney based as I expected, but not like beating me over the head with it necessarily. It all had, and I liked how they had all of the worlds existing simultaneously but separately.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I really dug that. So I would be down for that if that's a thing that happens.
Yep.
You know,
I only played the first one, did not play anymore, but still, it was real good.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got like 8 minutes left.
Yeah, good chat.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
I like to sit down.
Scooch.
Jordan
Don't-
Scooch.
There's no scooching.
If I am going to be doing anything at Con Bravo, I need to know.
That's up to you, dude.
I know.
Oh, because I'm literally going to do my two shows. I'm going to be done.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Ah.
Don't me.
No, the last time I did something at Con Bravo that was not D20 Live related was when they first put in RPGs. Because there was a couple of years at the start where they didn't have role-playing games. And then the board game room opened up. Like, oh, I will run games. I ran Death Watch.
Yeah.
And I ran Iron Kingdoms, I think. Yes. Yeah. So
But yeah, no. I don't know. Would people want me to run a game at Bravo for fans? That's a pretty obvious.
that's
That's pretty obvious, yes.
Yeah.
Just be like, here's a game. What's going to happen in it, Mike? Just you're along for the ride.
There you go.
Now.
I'm actually more curious if I run a game if people would want to be run through something from a live stream or if it wanted to be something like from one of our home games or something else entirely.
We can ask them. We got time to plan for that. I'm going to try and be at YetiCon and run a panel there.
There you go.
Still trying to make that happen. So if you guys want to see us at YetiCon, go and badger YetiCon about us.
On their Twitter and their Facebook page.
Yep.
Because we are trying to get a panel there.
You can direct things. You have to tell them where to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to their Twitter, their Facebook page. Let them know that we exist and that we are a fun show.
Yep.
And we will do the Q&A thing there. We'll do the for the first year. We'll see if we can even bring the D20 Live show there if they want it.
Yep. DM's choice. Okay. I've already done Death Watch. I'll have to decide. I'll do a game for Con Bravo. That'll just be a thing.
Oh,
I'll make sure to throw it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then, there we go.
It'll be in the announcement video.
It'll be in the announcement video. So we'll do that. Yeah.
My greatest goal, and if we ever do Death Watch again, is I want to end up a Black Templar chaplain so bad.
Black Templar chaplain.
Black Templar chaplain.
What are you currently? Are you? I thought you are a Black Templar in our game.
I went the mechanic route.
Right, you went the mechanic
Because we needed one.
Yeah, you needed a tech priest. Yeah,
tech priest. That's one.
Yeah.
But Black Templar are raging badasses, and the chaplains even more so.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
What are your thoughts on Black Powder era fantasy as tabletop wargaming and RPG setting, and how would you do it?
Oh,
I know,
shit.
Ian Lund. I know exactly how I do it. I would literally do the Powder Mage trilogy because I freaking love.
I was gonna say the Powder Mage trilogy. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to do because there's a lot known about it through history and what it was like, but it's also it was a really weird in between period.
Yeah.
And the the Mistborn RPG, even though it's not my favorite system, does have the second Sanderson era trilogy, which is Gunpowder period, where people can control metal, which means they can control the force and direction of bullets. So
Powder Mage did it better.
Yeah.
They're just jacked up to heck and they just kill everything. It's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to eat this entire vial of gunpowder and then I'm going to kill everyone. When are you going to stop? No. Everyone. You see that wizard over there that's casting? Yeah, he's an asshole. I'm going to hit him with a bullet.
It's such a weird time in human history.
Yeah.
Because it's such an in-between period of medieval technology and then getting into the industrial revolution of technology, which, because the transition period between being on a fucking horse and then riding in a tank is like 50 years, not even.
Yeah. It's that not even, because both were in World War One. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so the transition period is like, where does Black Powder stop and start? And where does World War One begin? Like, it's so tricky.
Tipsler, are you talking about 7th Sea? I'm just curious.
Oh man,
Because I know
that
I keep reading more and more about 7th Sea, and that's mine. You can have Exalted. I will take 7th Sea.
Let's safely say I've done
You
Black
want sense,
Powder
you
High
got it.
Fantasy.
Devin, do you tell me I can play a pirate?
I'm telling you, you can play a pirate. That is
Okay.
not a ninja.
Oh, I'm gonna find a way. Devin, life finds a way.
Life finds a way. D7D. D7D.
What's that?
What is that?
Okay, so
That's how Matthias will get into D20 Live. He'll be a pirate ninja.
is there
Okay.
a RPG?
Good job.
Is there an RPG setting where you can play 80s Vice like cop RPG?
Kind of with Cyberpunk.
Like
Well,
we're
yeah,
talking
like Cyberpunk has that mystique to it, but
not-
it also is
not-
Cyberpunk.
Not with
Yeah.
the cyber part. Just like Miami Vice 1982.
I would do D20 modern.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I know.
would do-
No,
or
Gumshoe. You can do it. You can do it in Gumshoe.
Like I'm talking like palm trees, Corvettes,
Yeah.
The
white
engine for
white
Gumshoe
suit jackets
allows
rolled up
that.
to your elbow,
Yes.
fucking lasers and Duran.
I want to say Gumshoe would be the best for that.
Gumshoe could do it. Yeah, I would.
Because it's
D20 modern also does it,
Yeah, because you're a detective in Gumshoe. It just the settings whatever you want.
and also D&D in general. If you want to do it, it's just. But yeah, I would use D20
I think
modern.
I would
instead of
run
race
it
stats.
like it was a Grand Theft Auto game. Where it was just like Grand Theft Auto mixed with like
So we're just playing cops and robbers.
mixed with like
Tabletop.
Die Hard and every Jackie Chan movie ever made.
Yes.
Wushu.
And like
I'm just
Big Trouble in Little China kind
I'm
of
trying to
thing.
imagine
Yeah.
the roles you would have to do to stop a car and then pull someone out of it. It would be like first bluff, and then you got to do sleight of hand to get the door open, and then like a strength
if
check
it's
to rip
possible,
someone out
See,
of the
Dave,
car.
Play a
none,
ninja
in my
knight
setting,
in
none of the
Pendragon.
cars would have roofs.
Like
Every
That
car,
solves everything.
every car is a convertible,
person.
and you can you roll the acrobatics to reach in, grab someone as they're driving
At that
by,
point, you're playing
and
Saints
you
Row.
rip him out of the car.
So Saints Row.
And actually, yeah,
But in the 80s,
World of
where-
Darkness, you could do it if you're just playing humans.
Take
Yep.
these broken wings.
yeah, and everything's
Learn to
pastel.
fly again.
Everything like it's like
so
perpetually
free.
sunset.
Yeah.
Like it's never not
It's never
sunset.
not just never
It's
nighttime.
it's never
Never
quite
daytime.
nighttime.
Yeah.
It's just like the sun is setting
Perpetual
and it's like
sunset.
sunset.
Yeah.
See,
And it's like, well, when is it through the day? Like you slept through the day
Yeah.
from your cocaine fueled binge during like the evening.
Yeah.
So it starts from the sun setting to the scene ends when the sun's going down, and how much happens in between there is immaterial.
I've
see, I would love to
Mike
do that.
already does play the personality of his next character in Pendragon is the same personality as the ninja. They're both named Matthias. It's the same personality, but just one's a knight and the other's a ninja.
Yeah.
So, or a ninja trying to be a pirate.
Yeah.
So,
Because he's like, well, there's these
There would
weird
be like a
redneck
never-
guys who have boats. I bet you I could do it better than they can. I've had
There'd
way
be
more
never-ending convertibles. There'd be never-ending.
You're still
speedboats.
stuck on this, aren't you?
yes.
There would
Speaking
just
of
be
boats.
there would be money raining from the sky. Like it would be so out of
At the
control.
end, yeah.
Everyone has a gun. Everyone.
You know what? I challenge you to run it.
Yeah.
Because I would love to run it a
There you
game
go,
that you
there
run,
you go,
play the
Jordan.
game that you run, and clearly you have passion for it. So we just need to find a system for you that you like,
Yeah.
and
Where
then
it's
you'll
cops-
run it.
Cops versus crooks.
Cops vs. Crooks, yeah.
Head to head.
Oh, it's gonna be like
That'll be your
just-
first D20 Live game.
That'll
it'll
be your first
it'll
D20
be,
game. That'll
it'll
be your
be
first
against like 80s era drug dealers,
Yeah.
like Colombians kind of thing.
Oh my god.
And then it's just like you guys versus just goons, like never-ending goons.
Jordan,
My-
There will be an RPG like rocket propelled grenade,
Yes.
like Contra era at some point.
At some point, Mike, there's apparently an RPG
Downtime.
called Happiest Apocalypse on Earth.
Huh.
I don't know that one. It was just at
downtime begins
Faceplant
with you
Jan just
walking
posted it.
into a boat party. It's a
Yeah.
party on a boat with shades on, popped collar,
Yeah.
pastels, and a suitcase full of cocaine.
No, you're wearing like a shortcut Baywatch style bathing suit.
Yes.
You only have a collar, no shirt, just
the
collar,
collar.
and the biggest aviators anyone's ever fucking
These two
seen.
huge reflector plates that go on either side of your face.
Like the biggest aviators
And your nose
anyone's
is just
ever
poking
seen.
out. It's like, sup?
What's up? How you doing?
And you got your hair parted to one side.
Oh God.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh.
It's parted so well. You got a little
And
figurine of a surfboard guy.
You've got cufflinks, just the collar, like a Chippendales dancer, and a briefcase, like handcuffed to your wrist. You don't know what's inside of it,
Mostly
Go.
Will there be a Bond villain?
Several.
Several. Okay.
There has to be a countdown timer.
There has to be a guy with either a eye patch or a hook hand.
Yeah.
Because all the villains back in the day were people with obvious physical disabilities.
Oh, jeez.
It was bad.
Oh, God.
It was a terrible time for minorities. And that may or may not come through.
So that is going to be Jordan's first live stream game.
We've got to find the system to make it work.
We've got to find a system for him. Yep. And I think that is it. I think that's it for today.
Yep, we are.
So thank you for everyone. Go to our various socials. Like, subscribe, tweet.
Smash the like button.
Smash it! Smash the
the
like button!
notification bell, even though it doesn't work anymore. Subscribe.
They gotta use a notification bell because YouTube sucks.
Get that bell on!
Since the adpocalypse.
Yeah. We used to make money off that sweet YouTube revenue.
What is? Oh my
When
God!
did that happen?
Hang on
Are
a
you
second.
squirreling away money?
Oh, we're rating Tom, and we're gonna rate Tom
Tom
Lights.
Berry is Tom actually streaming right now? Because that way I can
Yeah, we can just do it right
rate
on
him.
him.
She's by yes, but tell me. Oh, there's a delay. I forgot.
There's a delay.
Tell me if he's streaming, because then I can raid.
Oh yeah.
Boy, Mike.
Tom Berry, are you streaming?
Is he streaming? Because I know she mods for him. So
Who are we rating?
Tom,
YouTube algorithm. It's like
he's
Walking
evil
Dead.
genius.
Yes,
Except
he
we're all
is.
dead.
Okay, so we'll rate him. I don't know. Do you want to have a raid message?
No.
No.
Soon.
All right, we're just
You
soon.
just-
Hold on to your ass!
Soon.
All 7 of us show up.
Great, he is an evil genius. Hashtag, eat a dick.
All right. So we'll see you guys later.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Hashtag sucking cock.
Hashtag suck a cuddle.
Oh, too late. It's gone.
Bye.
Have a new raid.
Say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right now. That one.
Raid.